Good evening, good morning, and all that other good stuff to you ladies and gents and all of the normal suspects out there. Hope everything is... Let's make sure everything's running good. Hope everybody's doing well. Another fine day, although very busy for me. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. Let's see what happens here. Let's check this. Good evening, good morning, all that other good stuff. All right. Audio is working. What's happening, everyone? Good to see everybody in there. Again, the usual suspects. Alrighty then. Oh, yeah, sometimes, guys, you want to get on there right on time, and people have impeccable timing by jumping on the phone with you. So that's always fun. So, let's see here. Oh, there we are. But anyway, so yeah. What's going on, everyone? Renee's in there. Arts and Crafts. What's going on, Arts and Crafts? James Dixon's in there. What's up, Happy Friday, peoples, he says, or ask, depending on how you look at it. Mimi Reacts is in there. Joe Mathers. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, see, everybody, I envy you guys. It's like the end of the work week for you guys. It isn't for me. I got to work tomorrow as well. Never ending. But, and then when you got people that don't show up for 3 or 4 days and you got the extra workload, that's always a lot of fun. It just makes you want to quit right there and then, right? Other than that, John Beck's in there. What's going on, John? Good to see you in there. Hello, Chris. And Mars, Anomalies, and Beyond members. Let's see. Peter Ferrero, what's going on? He said, hi, Chris, and everyone in the chat tonight. Let's see. David Clark's in there. He says, greetings all. And Chris from Chile, Maine. My buddy lives up in Maine. I don't know why he did because I know why he did. He got a really good deal up there as far as piece of property. I think it was like eight acres and big garage and house and all this other stuff. And his doctor thought he was a fruitcake because he's got arthritis and bursitis and everything else. It's like, why would you go to the coldest region or one of the United States, right? Well, I guess Michigan can be that cold as well, right? But yeah, he thought he's a little mad, a little sick in the head there to be doing that. But it is what it is, right? But yeah, it's not much better here. I guess it was almost 40, 48, almost 50 degrees here, so it wasn't too bad. But let me check something here. Let me see. It seems to be all right, right, guys? Audio sounds okay. Let me just turn it this way. Probably help a little bit. Let me see. Let me see if I didn't miss anybody here. Josh D's in the house. What's going on, Josh? Josh D. The champ, 26-27. Hey, everyone. Should be a great stream. Well, it always is when you guys are here. You always have a good time. Everybody talks with each other amongst everybody and just has a good old time. Let's see. Scratch is in there. What's going on, Scratch? Simo's in there. Hey, all. Greetings from Finland. Well, good to see you over there. Good to see you in there from Finland. Let me see. Clerks 93's in there. Yo, what's up there, Clocks? Oh, Clerks, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the other one on the top here because I'm seeing David Clark. So my bad on that. Clerks 93. We will correct that. Let's see. Joe Matthews. What's going on, Joe? Power Player 1979. Greetings. What's happening there, Power Player? Eric Bowers in the house. What's going on, Eric? Claire Mead's in there. Hello, Claire. Good to see you in there. Says, hi all. Hope you had a good week. Yeah, a bit busy for me, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. Renee Von Oosterhood, what's going on? You say, hi, Chris, and chat gangsters. Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it, too, huh? Let's see. Kyle Harvey, sup? What's going on? Good to see you in there. Power Player says, greetings to Chris and all in the chat from Norway. Well, good to see all you fine folks from way abroad, if you will. Good to see you all in there. Equalizer, what's happening? He said, how's it going, everybody? Joe says, Chris must have fell asleep. No, like I said, it's funny because I got everything geared up, got the other computer on, and we're ready to rock, and somebody calls. You're like, oh, my God, tell me you're kidding. And you're hoping it's just going to be like, hey, what's up? What are you doing tomorrow kind of thing, No, it's, so, man, what's going on, man? Had a busy month. Oh, dude, we got to go, man. I'll call you right after. So, and you hate to do that, right? But it's like I tell them, it's just I've got a live feed. Oh, yeah, that's right, man. I totally forgot about that. So, yeah, they understand. Let's see. Jack Bruce is in there. What's going on, Jack? He said, hello, everybody. Can't stay long. Watch later this week as usual. All right. Good to see you anyway there, Jack. Oh, let's see. Josh D, just want to make a special note to you. Sorry about your loss there, brother. Hate to hear that. My condolences to you. Let's see. Paul McCoon, what's going on? He said, hi, Chris. What's going on, James? Mr. James Creagan's in the house. I'll try to get down here to the bottom here, so forgive me, guys, if I didn't get to you. Thank you, Carvey. I actually combined the two names. I like that. Kyle Harvey. Carvey? Nickname. No. Thank you, Kyle. Most appreciated. I like that. How's it going? I like the little... Is that a pear, guys? What is that? Pear. I love that. That's funny. But anyway, thank you for your support, brother. Always appreciate you. You know that. Let's see... William Johnson, what's going on? Chris the guy, the man. Where? Somebody walk in? Oh. What is this? What was this question here? Let's see. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Yeah, I'm probably going to... J.O. Diaz? I'm probably mispronouncing that. I'm sorry. If you got a better way to break it down, let me know. I don't want to pretty much destroy your name. On last video. Julia Galley, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Elaine Millard's in there. Okay, you're talking to somebody else. Here we go. Scratch says audio is spot on. Okay, just want to make sure. Sometimes I'll look, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this to your own computers, laptops, whatever it may be, right? You get on there, and people are like, your audio's low. And it's like, I always have it set, like, at least in the settings in the computer, it's like 70%, right? Sometimes you go in here, it's like 56. It's like, what happened? I didn't change anything. It's like, it's just, for whatever reason, it gets turned down, whatever. It is what it is. That's why I always have to double check and make sure we're good and hear it through what you guys are hearing. I turn it up and I can hear exactly when you guys and how you hear it. So I do my own audio check, if you will. So yeah. Nacho Libre's in the house. I don't know if I said that already, but he says, slap that thumbs up button and don't make me come over there. Love it. Blue Flash. Any new moon anomalies. I got to make this a little bigger here. I hate it when I do this. Because this screen's over there, and I'm trying to... Okay, that's a little better. That's a hair bit better. The Scamper, I don't know if you pronounce it that way. You said Germany here. Hello? Hello over there to Germany. Good to have you in there. Good to see you. Travis Hoochin. Hello from Apache Junction. What's going on, Travis? Good to see you in there. Joe Matthews says, hey. Whoops. KPX 1138 says, hey, Chris, what's going on there, KPX? Right. No, Chris, don't quit. Work means 8 hours plus overtime. Yeah, we don't get too much of that. Have a double time. If everybody calls in sick, even better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one to say to myself and my family, I said, listen, somebody drops the hours, you pick them up. But the problem with it is there's always that, it's always that one person that just doesn't come in a lot. And you're like, what is going on here? And I don't have any problem with that because I'm going to do my own thing anyway. But then you have to pick up the extra load. So I don't mind doing the hours. It doesn't bother me. It's when you have to do other people's work. That's when it becomes an issue. Adam says, good day. A hot 35 degrees, I guess. Been out mowing before the heat. I wish I could say the same thing. Hasn't been too bad here, though. You know, you got, like I said, it was probably about 48 degrees here, Fahrenheit, that is. So, on the cool side, not too bad, but could be a lot worse, right? Travis, he said, I wonder how Biden feels about disclosure. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. William Johnson says, hi all. I hate it when this thing jumps. Just barely move the scrolling wheel. Thing jumps to the bottom. Archetype net. I always said my tongue kind of trips when I say that. What's going on? Good to see you in there, man. I said hello to Odds and Crabs. Danny East, what's up, y'all? That's what he says. What's going on, Danny? Good to see you in there. Dustin Martin, any good recommendations on a starter telescope? There's a bunch of them. You can look them up. In fact, I was looking at several videos on YouTube. You could just put like starter telescope and, you know, between reflecting and refracting, all that's got the good stuff, and, you know, what diameter to get and blah, 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 blah. Really, really cool. I had a smaller one. It was probably only like a 6-inch telescope, which did really well. Had a 3 times Barlow on it. Could see the moon rather well. I mean, not up close to an exact crater, but it did okay. Wasn't complaining. And I wasn't using it for a while. My buddy's like, hey, would you sell it to me? I'm like, he said, because my son, you know, he wants to see the stars and all this kind of stuff in the moon. I said, yeah, I guess I could sell it to you. And, you know, he says, if you ever want it back, let me know. I was like, well, you know, that's cool. I said, if I get another one, if I have the time ever, you know, working and making videos, not a whole lot of time in between, right? So I was like, I'll probably get a bigger one. No big deal. Besides, you know, it's cool to see young kids getting into it. That's what it's all about, right? Adam, he said, who's down the thumb down, or who's done the thumbs down rather already? I'll slap some sense into them. Oh no, that's our favorite thumbs down person. He comes in all the time. It's nice of him to make that just to make that move over here, just to simply put that thumbs down. So yeah, I always say hello to him. It's good to see him in there. I think I know who it is anyway. Let's see. James Cragen, thank you very much for your support, brother. Always appreciate it as well. He said, Chris, a smasher of the Mars vid yesterday and evidence of a past or present civilization. Many square and web-shaped structures to see in the surface. Oh, yeah, in fact, I actually had that photo on deck again. We can bring it up. After I had it in the Photoshop, you know, of course, I just closed it out, and then I kept the fully enhanced. So we'll go over that real quick, as well as the other gentleman who actually posted on Facebook. I'll show you the photo there, too. So I just, you know, even if you just say, okay, they're mountains, here's the funny part. Just look at them slowly. You'll see things in these mountains that they look intelligently made. They don't look like it's natural. So that's what people have to understand. Even if you said, oh, no, those are all mountains. That's fine. But look at the little things in between, and that's pretty interesting. You know, just some of the stuff you see, right? Kylie said, we've been above average temperatures here in Columbus, Ohio, which is technically right next door to Chris. Yeah, the thing about it, though, is you know how we're getting that El Nino, where it's coming from west to east. Obviously, all our weather does, but we're getting it more from the northwest, like, you know, from northwestern part, like almost like coming from Alaska kind of thing. And so we've been getting, like, you know, precipitation after precipitation. I know you guys get a lot of it, too. And, you know, it's like never ending. It's like, is it spring? Only without the warmer temperatures? What's going on here, right? Crazy. What's going on there, Mr. Bush Corey? Good to see you in there. He said, hello, Chris. Hey, gang. Hope you are all safe and well. Happy Friday. Well, right back at you there, Mr. Bush Corey. And it jumped on me again. I love that. Indrid Cole's in there. He said, Chris, how would you get into this stuff? Tell us the original story, I guess. Pretty please. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Just want to make sure because this thing did jump on me here. So let's see. Architect. No, you said just call me Richard. Probably easier. Yeah, it's kind of like because you say it real quick and it's like you trip over the name. So yeah, I probably won't remember the Richard, but we'll see what happens. Oh, let's see. David Clark, said apparently Joe Biden has a moon rock and display in the Oval Office. Interesting. But is it real? Mimi reacts. Yeah, you're probably right about the thumbs down thing. Yeah, hard to tell, right? Richard Bunt, said the word alien is fictional. That is how the word got invented. Well, could be. I think I shared the story more than once, Indrid, but basically, like I said, I've been always looking at photos of Mars and the moon, more moon, because obviously that was prior to sending the rovers anyway to Mars. Now, we've been going to Mars since before 75 and 76, before the actual landers. We had orbiters around Mars, and we had other attempts to go there, both the Soviet Union as well as us. So I've always been looking at it, but one day I just happened to get in there. I said, I wonder if anybody else is looking into this stuff too, and lo and behold, there's a lot more people in there. I'm trying to remember his name. It's been so long since I've seen him on there. But Will from What's Up in the Sky was doing one video, and I watched his video. And I was watching his video, and I said, oh my God, how did he miss this? And what it wasn't something that you could clearly see. What it was, and I called the term ghosted out, because you could see an outline of something, yet it was painted over. So it was almost like there's a layer over the shape of this object, and he didn't see it. Now, he saw all the crazy stuff that was in the photo, but not that. So I'm going, I'll watch another of his videos, and maybe a couple other people's videos, right? So I was watching it, and I'm going, I said, interesting. I said, how do these people keep missing this stuff? So I decided to start pulling these things apart myself. I found some crazy things, and that's how it took off. I said, you know what? I'm going to start getting into these. The other gentleman's name was Michael Witter. He's from the UK. He was starting to make, in fact, he started his page up, but I think he took some of his videos down. I don't know. I don't know if he was getting bashed from them, but I actually basically resurrected those videos because, and I always gave him props for that, because anytime somebody else does that work prior to me, or they already had done that photo, I'll give him a mention, He was doing some crazy things on there, and there was one of them I had done, and you could just see what looked like these weird, I don't even know what the heck to call them, but some real wild-looking objects there. And there's no way you could pass them off as simple rocks. So both him and Will were like an influence when I first started. I'm like, do I really want to get into... do I really want to do like live videos? Because it's kind of scary for some people, and even I get a little, anxiety here and there. But I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's not like, oh my God, like frightened. But it's like, because you're trying to convey everything you want to do or say, pictures and all. Do I want to do all of that? And so I said, man, I gotta bring this out to the public. I've got to, and that's how it pretty much started. But yeah, I was doing these videos. I think I started doing these in 2012. But, prior to that, I was looking at these photos and everything and found some crazy things then. So, but that was it. Took off, William John, you said you did a great job on that stupid thumbnail pic. Yeah, do you see how small that other one was prior to the last one? Wow. I think thumbnail pics are atrocious. Yeah, and here's the funny part. Was it meant to be a thumbnail? Or was there so much in there they just wanted to shrink this thing? And, so anybody who gets the photo is going to look at it, and as soon as you zoom in, we all know it just falls apart, right? So, yeah. They do that crap purposely, you know that. Martin Penwright, what's going on? You said, good evening, Chris. Good evening to you. Good to see you in there, Martin. Oops. Oh, there you go. Richard Pettigrew. That's a little better. Now watch, I'll start calling you Hockey Tight Net. You're like, what are you doing? Bush Corey said, in the future, when we can live Mars, do you think the higher class will go there, leaving the lower class on Earth, or vice versa? Yeah, I mean, you could bet, like, the most richest people are going to go. Like, we all know Elon's going to go. He actually said he wants to go there and die there, or at least spend the rest of his life there, right? So, interesting. You know, yeah, you can bet the elites are going to go there. And I don't think the planet is what they say it is. In other words, dead, barren, dusty, all that other good crap. You can bet it's a lot more than what they're saying. We know there's blue skies. There is water there. You can almost bet there's all kinds of, you know, organics there. You know, by looking at these photos, we actually seen what look like branches and stuff sticking out of between rocks, almost like a giant weed kind of thing, right? So we found all kinds of crazy things in there. So it would not surprise me. These guys will definitely go. I mean, think about it. If you were a multi-billionaire and you were just like, hey, I'd like to pay for a seat on there if you guys don't mind. Sure, we'll take that money from you. We don't have a problem with that. Oh, you can bet. You can almost bet on that. Let me see. Mars, the second Genesis. What's going on? There's a link in my next video. We'll be uploading on Sunday. Yeah, guys, check his channel out. He just started this. I'm going to show you this because I actually had it up here. You can find it here, and I'll give you guys the link. In fact, we can... let me do this. I can just do this here. He just started the channel out, which is really awesome. Let me see if I can get that here. Let me see. Oh, I goofed that up. Let me see. All right, let me see. Just got his his introduction video up there. You can see it right there. And check it out. I think you guys will like it. He asked me, he said, hey, Chris, can you do me a favor? Here it is right here, guys. There's a link to it. Everybody grab this link. Jump over there, subscribe to him. Here's the thing. When I was first watching it says the first one, you can see it there. It says, metal structure on Mars. On Mars from Sol 1429. And he said the story was that he had... let me see here. We'll go to that one there because we're gonna cover this too. That he told me like a personal story, which was pretty cool, and that's how he got started off in this. So jump on his channel, guys. Check it out. At first, I'm watching it, and I'm going, man, you know, kind of like if everybody else would scan over the picture real quick, and you see rocks, and you go, wow. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's kind of a. I think he's got music in there, and I know you said something about play the music, but here's the thing: even though it's on your channel. And it was for you, it's still, they recognize the music from another channel, so you can get copyright infringement on it. So we didn't want to do that. But really, really good stuff here. You guys should check that out. Really, really good. At first, like I said, I'm looking at the rocks, and I'm going, oh! And you can see where he's actually circling around. He's using his cursor to actually move it around and just show you. Doesn't do any talking, which is fine. It's got music in the background. And... you know, but just check it out. I think you guys will like it. There's nothing wrong with having an extra channel, you know what I'm saying? To have a look at. Lewis Longbeard, thank you very much for your support. I do appreciate you. As always, you said great videos this week again, Chris, like normal. I love these hangouts. Brings like-minded people together. Hope you had a great week, mate. I did, but it was rather busy, and oh my God. You guys ever have the feeling you're just kind of like, you know what? I'd love to be able to walk away from this job, because if I did, I'd be knocking out videos left and right. And it wouldn't bother me in the least bit. But, you know, it's not like, you know, by making these videos, you know, making a mint. But you'd have to make a lot more. So you kind of, you know what I mean? You're kind of stuck between this rock and a hard place. Like, can I make a hell of a lot more videos while I'm working? It's a little hard to do. So at this point, it looks like I'll be still kicking it there. You know what I mean? Love to be able to do this 24/7. This would be awesome. Again, Lewis, thank you very much for your support, brother. Appreciate you. Kylie said, and I figured it out, a new theory about where the UFO sightings have been coming from, if anybody's interested. Yeah, drop it on us. You never can tell, man. You know, All kinds of theories out there, all kinds of just crazy stuff. It wouldn't surprise me. I've heard everything from deep inside our own Earth, which wouldn't surprise me. If you didn't know any better, if our ancient ancestor had seen these UFOs, even come back to the future a little bit more, like Christopher Columbus, seen something come out of the water and dive back in, seen UFO sightings, and they've been around since the dawn of man. Could they had a civilization deep in our Earth, and this is the reason why we always see them? Good possibility. So it just makes you wonder. It's not, and of course, that doesn't mean that's true. It just means, it's pure speculation, but that's just one of the main ones. And of course, some of them multi-dimensional, and some of them are just clearly out from another part of the galaxy. So, yeah. Oh, we got our second thumbs down. Appreciate you. Good to see you in there. Oh, 3. Awesome. I love it. Oh, my God. Is anybody going to be able to sleep tonight because of that? Oh, no. What were we ever going to do? I love it. Blue Flash, he said, what if Mars is a one-way trip? Well, at this point, it would be. But I think it's going to get better, guys. This is the reason why he's having these spacecraft that can be reused. It's a lot cheaper, so it's definitely on the cheap. Well, when you say cheap, as opposed to building a whole new rocket, right? And then you've got, they're trying to make fuel on Mars as well as the moon, or the moon first, because they want to use it as the takeoff point to go to the moon, right? Go to Mars. So that'll be a base there, which I think we already know there's one there, if not more than one. And then, of course, they'll make the fuel, launch pad, they'll have something go from Earth to the moon, refuel, and just take right off. It's so much easier to take off from the moon than Earth. Just break away from the, gravitational pull is everything. That's why you expend so much fuel. So if you're on the moon, we know how much gravity's there, a whole lot easier. And you can use smaller fuel tanks, if you think about it, you just need to get off the moon, and you got a trajectory, you go to it, and then just use fuel to get into the orbit of Mars and then land on there. And the gravity's not quite as high there either, right? So it makes things a little bit easier. It's our Earth that's a pain to get off of, right? And expend a whole lot more fuel, unless, of course, they have other propulsion systems, which we pretty much know they have. So, yeah. You said, Vandenberg, you said, hi, Chris, how are you? Are you okay? I guess it says. I've turned 38 on January 19th. Well, happy birthday. Yeah. I wish I was 38 again. It'd be awesome. What's going on there, Mr. Metalhead? Good to see you in there. Good to see all the usual folks in there. John Shaw, my internet is stalling. Well, that's not good. Maybe you need to jumpstart it. For some reason, I don't. Is it everybody in the UK was having like some serious issues with their internet? I've been hearing a lot of people saying that. Like, I don't know, it was intermittent and everything else. It just wasn't right. I mean, what was going on over there? Kyle, you said Nikola Tesla's papers were stalled in 1944. What a coincidence that there was a UFO crash in 1947. That's true, too. I heard about that, where, obviously reverse engineered, all this other stuff, but is it possible that it was ours? And like you're saying, I think you're saying that we might have designed this ourselves, and that's a great possibility, really great possibility, right? Yeah, guys, hammer down on that thumbs up. I got 139 watching, 76 thumbs up. Just take that second. Boom. Always appreciate it. And it gets YouTube to go, oh, he did get a lot of thumbs up. All right, cool. Most likely to probably share it. So let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, this is Mars, the second Genesis here. Got some cool stuff in here. Again, it's the pay attention to closeness to there, which is awesome. So we're going to play this while we're talking here. This is just pretty cool. And I like the idea. I appreciate you getting in there and actually starting to do videos yourself. Because here's the thing. It's just expect this, though. You're going to get the thumbs down. You're going to get all that. Pay no mind to them. You're going to get people saying stupid things to you. Ignore them. When I first started out, like I said, there was one thing I remember Will told me, from Will Farrar from What's Up in the Sky 37. He says, I'm going to tell you right now, be prepared. Because when your channel starts to blow up, you're going to get all kinds of haters. So it's a given. And you don't even have to, it's not even about your channel per se. You can have, like I said, I think I shared it with you guys where there was people out there that had things that were, like videos where people coming home, like soldiers coming back to their families, thumbs down. What kind of people do stuff like that? I mean, to me, it's like, are you kidding me? That's so emotional for the children to see their parents again, whether it's the wife or the husband coming back from a tour of duty and stuff, and they're thumbing that down. It takes a real special person to do something like that. You know what I mean? You got to be out of your mind. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Yeah. They reverse engineer the stuff that Tesla was designing. Absolutely. A3 Anomalies. Good to see you. They said, good evening, everyone. Well, good evening to you. I like the way you section this off, too, where you actually show what you got to do, guys. It's one thing. And here's what, I don't know if you guys have caught this. When you guys see this, just look at the thing yourself and just picture what this could look to you. You might say first instinct is rocks. First instinct. But that doesn't mean anything. Because it's pretty cool. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll tell you guys what I think when you guys, after you see this. It's pretty sweet. David Clark, he said, if I click on my phone and my PC, do you think you get 2 thumbs up? I don't think it works like that, but who knows, right? Excuse me. Lionheart Glassworks, good to see you in there, brother. Coolest group of people here. I got to agree. Like I said, I've been in many chat rooms. A lot of great chat rooms out there, no doubt. But thumbs down, and it's got nothing, thumbs up for ours, thumbs down for them. I mean, because I've never seen the people I see here. Great other bunch of people. I've seen a lot of good ones I follow. Really good people. And that's the way I like mine. I just like to have great people in here. Like I said earlier, like-minded people. Everybody gets to get in there and, just talk about whatever they want. Not going to be ridiculed. And, if you get somebody that comes on there, we just toss them if they start talking stupid. I mean, it's just, I believe everybody should have their own thoughts here and, about what they believe in, whatever, may be. And to me, that makes sense because you shouldn't be attacked for that. So I don't tolerate that kind of thing. So, yeah. Now, Richard Suckerson, you said, I haven't tuned in like 2 years. Man, that's been a while. Hope you've been well the last couple of years. I did, Thomas Stone. You said, did you get a chance to look at the Alien Hunter video I sent you a link to? I did. Absolutely cool stuff. You're talking about the one in the background, right, over the horizon? Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the only thing he's got to be careful about is 2 things. And I've noticed this too. A lot of times you can go into the background and you can actually get into part of the photo itself. In other words, it could be anything from artifacts of the photo. And then, of course, you could be bringing out the real deal, right? So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. He did a real good job on that. John J. said, no problems with net where I am in the UK. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Because here's the thing. I mean, I've been hearing people here and there, not everybody. Even in Canada, people were having some issues. I don't know. Just really weird, right? It's like, but it is what it is, right? I'm sure it's not, permanent, which is good. See, Bushcore, yeah, you're saying it. Yeah, my internet was knackered last month, so change provider. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We have one here that's was actually going bankrupt, and so I don't know if somebody else is going to buy them out or whatever it's going to be. No idea yet, but we don't have any issues with ours. If there's any problems with it, we usually have problems just because it's my own equipment. See, I always buy my own, so I'm not paying $7 to $17, whatever it is. that these companies ask for. It's like, listen, I got my own stuff. I'm good. I don't need yours. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate your support. You're too kind, as always. You're awesome. And she says right here, sarahmichelle.org, relaunch, new Antarctica material, moon stuff, and Sarah's 9/11 piece. It will blow your mind. See you Monday. Yeah, she's actually got this going on, guys. She's actually redoing the site, and somebody had asked me about that in one of the comment section. They asked me about, hey, what's going on? We noticed it's down. Don't worry, guys. Julia's on the case, so to speak. She's already getting this thing built. Going to be a lot more information. We're going to have our stuff on there as well as Jimmy's. I believe some David Gannett's, so on and so forth. It's going to be really, really cool. The site's going to explode. You guys have been there many times. I always try to send you guys there. Check it out. And, of course, we'll have a link to it once it's all done. We'll make sure we have it up there and, so everybody can check it out. But let me see here. I keep forgetting about this. I got my bookmarks are like insane in this here, so I can't use this one here. But we'll definitely check it out because I know a lot of you guys have the links to it anyway because you guys have been checking out the work when the site was up before with Sarah's work. So it will be back up there, better than ever. So don't forget, Monday, everybody hit it and just try not to destroy the server. But check it out. It'll be awesome. Again, Julia, thank you very much. Much love to you. So you guys have more stuff to check out. Awesome. Especially the 9/11 stuff. I told her before that I had, I was hacking satellite, but you didn't hear me say that. Anyway, so, guys, I was into this stuff big time, a 10-inch dish or a 3-meter dish, depending on where you live. C-band dish, I converted to a KU/C-band. Hitting all kinds of satellites. Then I had the United States, I had Canadian satellites. I can watch 1,000 channels at any given time. But when all of this took place, I was literally getting 15 to 20 minutes of each of these channels talking about 9/11. And so I got a perspective. I had 3 at the time VHS videos, and then I converted them over to CD. So I got all of that. Plus, I've got memorabilia, if you want to call it memorabilia, like it's a cool thing. But I've got the books from it, stuff like that. Just crazy stuff, man. It's just a sad day, unreal. But so we will definitely be keeping an eye on sarahmichelle's.org site, no doubt. And thank you, Julia, for doing that, by the way. That's awesome. Keeping her work alive and keeping the information flowing so that people can see this. That's what matters more than anything to me. Oh, yeah. Maybe your reaction. Remember the song, Be Happy? Don't worry, be happy. There's a line that says, don't bring everybody down. Someone should tell the truth. They already know it. It just doesn't matter. You know how they are. Hate is going to hate no matter what. That's just the nature of the beast. Oh, let me see. Equal as he said, it's family here. It's fantastic to have so many like-minded brothers and sisters. Oh, absolutely. That's what I love about it. It's like you get to go in there and just have a good time, check it out. It's just cool, right? So, yeah. Dr. Z Smith, what's going on? You said, hello, Chris. What's happening, Dr. Z? Oops. Scroll down now. See ya. Page disappears. Danny East, you said, I believe most of those sand patches we always see are just a texture of cover vegetation or actual real water, right? Not like grass, maybe vines or whatever grows in the deserts here on Earth. Well, yeah, because there's many times we see something that's it almost looks like some kind of weird creeping vine or giant root, right? It just from one rock to another. So whether it's organics or not, again, why would it be there? Again, what has NASA said millions of years ago? That there was life on Mars, and there's no way. You can say, well, petrified. Okay, I get that too, but the way they talk, it's about windstorms. So basically, they're dust storms that are hellacious, right? So you can imagine it's like being in a sandblaster And how frequently is that to boot? You know what I mean? So you're thinking, wow, there could be a whole lot more of this going on. So, it just erodes everything. You shouldn't see sharp corners. The way they talk about these windstorms, you shouldn't see sharp corners in anything. Well, at least most of it, because it should be rounded from all the blasting, right? So that's why sometimes it doesn't make much sense. What's going on, Miss Haird? Good to see you in there. You were saying just hello to Joss there. Yeah, Elaine, yeah, you're right about that. You said a farm animal sanctuary channel I sub to decided to do a welcome video in Spanish, as has a lot of Spanish viewers, and a few very rude people threatened to quit and stop supporting with donations. It's like, why do that? I mean, I look at it this way. Anybody taking the time to make a video, I don't care what it's about. I don't care if it's auto mechanics, small engine repair, electrical. I don't care what it is. If you're there doing it, it's for a reason. You're hoping that it'll help somebody out. I mean, I've done that where I remember buying this Monte Carlo that I had. I think it was a 2010. And I was looking at anything that could possibly go wrong with these cars. And one of the things was in the shifter, the harness would break a couple wires in it. And don't you know, a month later it happened. I knew exactly how to take it apart, rip it apart, put a couple sleeves on there, soldered everything together, heated everything up, heat shrank everything, boom, 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 put it back together, no problem. Problem with that is when they did break, you couldn't get the key out of the ignition. Not good. So after I did that, it took me and just kind of farting around, it took me about an hour. Got it all done, put it all back together. No problems after that. Again, informational, and it could help somebody. So why do that, Well, like I said, haters going to hate. That's all. You got to just go, whatever. Let's see. Mr. Wayne's in there. See, this thing just jumped on me, so I actually have to go backwards. I hate doing that because a lot of you guys will be like, "Oh, he's so far behind." It's not that I'm trying to do this purposely. I just don't want to miss anybody's comments or a question, and then people think, because I would do that. I would literally just jump down to the bottom, and then people get mad at me. Oh, you didn't see my comment. It's not like I'm trying to avoid you. I promise. I'm just trying to get to everybody's, and I don't want to see anybody left out, especially if they have an important question, right? So we don't want to do that. Neil Picard's in there. Good to see you in there, Neil. And like I said, Mr. Wayne's in there. Says hello. Kyle, I agree with you. You said there should be crystal clear. You're talking about the photos. We should be able to see the mountain behind the picture and everything in color. Yeah, I mean, they'll put them in black and white as well, too. But again, it should be unprecedented clarity. There's no reason for this blurriness. But they do that for a reason, because they're literally editing these photos. They're doctoring, censoring, doing whatever they want to do to them so that you don't see what's really in these photos. And that's what it comes down to. So there's all different tactics to take to do that. And they do that. There's nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? It's crazy how they go about it, and just the extent they go through to actually do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the things you got in there. Let me see some. Mars the Second Genesis. This is pretty good stuff here. This is pretty cool. Let's see. Let me go down because this thing. John Sharp, your question was, Chris, do you think there are more rovers on the moon or moon landings in secret? I do. I don't think, like I said, I don't believe like the Apollo missions ever ended. Now, if they say, no, technically the Apollo missions ended, that may be true. But going there did not. They can call it Humpty Dumpty mission for all I care. They never stopped. Think about this a minute. Again, I said this a million times. If you went there, you've seen something of huge value, something that wasn't ours, been there for millions of years, you're not going to go, hey, guys, just get a couple parts of them things, right? Just bring them back. That's it. We'll just call it a day. Nobody's going to do that. You're going to go up there and you're going to make a moon base, or you're going to live in whatever's there already, because there are structures there. They're going to do that, and then they're going to just keep going out and just taking these things apart, reverse engineering, doing all kinds of stuff. They're not going to stop doing that. It's like yourself. If you were the discoverer of some underground city and nobody knew about this and it was gold and all kinds of high-tech stuff in there, would you stop going because you took a couple pieces out of it? No. One, I don't remember what movie it was. This goes back, I don't know how many years, but it was like this movie. There was like these people went to a planet, found something. It was like this old building, and it had an elevator. And this thing went down, down, down. And as it was going, it was clearing all the rock and rubble and everything else. It finally came down. I don't know how many thousands of feet this thing was, or hundreds of feet, whatever it was. But there was like this huge dome city underground. And it was cool because, when they went down there, it was totally, everything was intact. Now, imagine you finding that, whether it's here or, if you travel somewhere else. You wouldn't go down there just to get a couple pieces. You'd be like, hell, I'm going to live down here. Nobody's going to know it. I can, take apart the stuff, mess with it, I would literally live next to it or in it. Same thing they would do there. They're not going to stop, guys. They're not going to stop going there. This stuff was a recon mission. This wasn't, hey, let's get a couple stones and some dirt. That was a PR move, nothing more. This stuff, again, you're not going to go through what? 7 friggin' Apollo missions, and then, I call it 17 because there's a lot more than that. But, everybody says it went up to 20. So, okay. So, regardless whether it's 9, 11, 7, it doesn't matter. They didn't stop going. There's no way. Like I said, that was a recon mission. And the reason why I can say that is because just the research I've done on my own, and these photos, there's structures everywhere, stuff laying on the ground where they've landed, and of course they did their best to take it out, and they did a really good job of it back then. So it also makes you wonder, when they did this, did they go back into them again and cover them up even more because they had better censoring skills? I think that would probably be a yes. But yeah, crazy stuff, guys. And you can bet they have more landers and rovers on there because, if they don't want to send people, they're going to send a rover. And they're going to put something that's really robust up there instead of some little cheap toy kind of thing. They're going to put something up there that's going to be able to withstand the cold, the heat. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. Lone Villain Grows, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Let me see here. Interesting. Lionheart Glassworks, he said, when I was in the Air Force boot camp back in 1993, they said, welcome to the Space Force. Again, I think they just repackaged the Star Wars project, right? Excuse me. Because they've had that since the 80s. But now they're probably trying to get it more organized, if you will, and make it bigger. So in other words, they're going to probably grow from that format. And so that's what I think is going on there. So that was a cool one, guys. Jump on there and check out his channel, Mars, the Second Genesis. Go in there, have a look. And here's the thing. The cool thing about it is you got an extra channel to watch. He said he's going to have one on, I think he said this Sunday as well. So be cool to see. Let me see. No, okay, let me see. KPX 1138, he said sometimes they catch it later after they've already published a raw image. I've witnessed airbrushing after the fact a couple of times. Yeah, well, it's kind of like the one I showed you guys with the actual structures. Remember I said they were in the shadows. And, of course, I brought up that area, and all of a sudden, there's two large structures sitting right there, right next to each other. Funny thing is, when one guy said to me, oh, I don't know why you didn't use the HD version of this. Really? I check it out, completely bent over. Not only is it like nice and smooth black instead of a shadow. It's got like these weird funky lines in it. Like they totally took them areas right out. Completely took them out. So yeah, they take them photos. See, a lot of these photos were already on the internet at the time, like you're saying. And then they turn around and they put out these new ones thinking that, oh, no, people won't see the old one. They'll just see the new one. And they'll go, oh, well, that's crap. It's a low resolution, so therefore that's not the real deal. Oh, bull. It's kind of like the Face of Cydonia, right? You guys have seen the original, and it's from the orbiter. And the funny thing about it is you see the new one, it's all CGI. And they say, oh, no, this is the real one. It's just a trick of lights and shadow. Whatever. Come on. What's going on there, Six? Good to see you in there. Hope you're doing well. Julie, I like what you're saying to Tony Gibbs. I'm the queen of crazies. I fit right in. No, they'll find you. Trust me. They'll find you. You could completely be down to earth and be in the norm and everything, and it doesn't matter. Man, I've seen some things on these, just the comments in some of these videos. You're going, how in the hell, do people come out with this stuff? Just some real hateful people at times, but it comes with the territory. Before it used to really bother me, now I just think it's amusing. I just think it's funny. You gotta shrug it off. That's the only way to do it. What's going on here, Smart Steve 68? You said, heck no, they didn't continue. They continue with their unlisted mission. Yeah. But you know as well as I do, these guys, they never stopped. Come on now. Like I said, I sure in hell wouldn't. Oops. Somebody just said something about, this thing just jumped on me. I'm trying to find it again. Oh, wow, this thing jumped that, darn. Oh, there it goes. John Che, you said, we got microwave ovens, mate. Can't see your problem, haha. Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, you've got, in fact, they were saying that about, microwaves and if you wanted to reverse engineer. It's funny you mentioned that. Fiber optics we got from reverse engineering. SMCs or surface mount components. Like all these microelectronics. People are like, oh, wow, they finally came out with these. I mean, the little itty-bitty little things, these components like resistors, capacitors, diodes, and so on and so forth. Funny thing about it is they were doing that. Like I said, they had a watch back in the 80s. It was a TV. And, of course, the audio part, you had to plug in a little plug. It's like a 1/8 jack or a 16 jack. And it would go into actual pack on your belt, and you can literally watch TV. Of course, it was hell trying to watch baseball on it. But, yeah, you get the idea. Where did the ball go? You had to look at it with a almost like a microscope. But still, nonetheless, they had it out there then. And that was in the 80s, mid-80s. So, trust me, they got the technology. What's going on, Stig? Good to see you in there. Exactly. You make a great point. You said everything has improved with engines, computers, rockets, etc., but no improvement with cameras. Imagine that, right? And it's true. I mean, when you view these photos, absolute crap. How is this possible? They're getting crystal clear, and I would love to take a peek at some of those. Just one clear photo, non-censored, but I think they think it would just freak people out. What do you think? Because, again, it's not ours. It's kind of like the moon stuff. When you see some of that stuff, you go, wow, look how big that stuff is. It's just huge. Not ours. Wow. So, yeah. Pete Ferrero, he said, a nuclear power source left on the moon tells me I'll be back. Yeah. I mean, funny enough, though, if you guys take a look at that power source, it has, like, these fins on it, right? So it looks like this, I wouldn't say tall, but it's probably like 3 foot tall canister with these, it looks like these wings on it. Now, go look at the actual power source on the Curiosity rover. See if there's any similarities. Identical. Imagine that. James Cragen, thank you very much for your support, brother. I do appreciate it. You said, Chris, a vid you shared on the 20th of October 2015 about Mount Sharp. Rover images there are exactly the same. Square and circular shaped structures in some surface areas, just like in the Mars vid yesterday. Yeah, and that's the thing. Because remember, I've done like a series on those. There's like 3 or 4 videos. They said Mount Sharp is not what you think and all that. It's just crazy things. What's the term I used? It was like a template put over the area they don't want you to see. So if there's something really large in the photo, they just drop a template right over it. Oh, this is Mount Sharp. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I forget off the top of my head. I don't know if it's a mile high. I forget what it is. And it really doesn't matter. It's a very large mountain in the middle of Gale Crater. Here's the funny part. They're supposed to go from, it's about a mile and a half, roughly, give or take, to the actual very, lowest base of that mountain. Mile and a half. Okay, so they're supposed to drive up to it and run parallel with it all along until they can finally get up into the mountain, until they can find a safe place and a way they can get the rover up. Now, I think they've been up there a long time ago. They can say they haven't. They're full of it. Funny thing is, no matter how close that thing is, you can always see the top of that mountain. Wait a minute. I'm confused. How is that possible? And a lot of times you can almost see at least half the mountain. Wait a minute. If you're up against the side of this thing, it should be nothing but mountain. You shouldn't see bits and pieces of it or the top of it, over the sky of it. You shouldn't see any of this. None of it. And yet you can. It makes no sense. Yeah. But yeah, you're right about that, James. You'll see a bunch of that. And again, thank you very much for your support, man. Phil C., thank you again for your support. I do appreciate it. You said, keep it up. I sure will, and I do appreciate your support again. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I mean, let me see. You were just saying something about Space Force, Pete. You said Space Force was designed as part of an intelligence department. Yeah, I mean, again, they were talking about this back in the day, guys. Back in the 80s, just look it up, Star Wars project. It started out, they said they were going to have warheads on a missile. I'm sorry, not on missiles, but warheads, missiles on a satellite. Okay. Then I heard it was going to be laser beams. Then God even knows what it is now. So, I mean, you could have an EMP transmitter on there, right? And just hit certain areas to cripple a certain area. Who knows? I mean, you build something big enough and strong enough, it can disrupt something, right? It's hard to tell what they got now. This is back in the 80s. Technology has jumped from leaps and bounds, especially in the military. And, that stuff is like huge compared to what the public knows about. So, God only knows what's up there now. What's going on there, Bobby Penland? Good to see you in there. You said I was at Fort Hunter, Leggett, in 1969, and they were using microwave to communicate. Oh, yeah. That would not surprise me, and you're not the first one to tell me that. Of course, I wasn't there, so I don't know that, but it would not surprise me. It wouldn't. Because they're going to try to find the best way to communicate no matter what, whether it's through now, quantum communications, laser, whatever it may be, because light, can not only, whether it's faster or not, you can still put a lot more information in it. So it may not be faster. Some people say, well, it's not faster than sound. Well, light is faster than sound. But let's say it's not. Just for argument's sake, it's not. You still can get a lot more information in light as you can in a regular transmission, like whether it be frequency modulation, amplitude modulation, or as we know, AM, FM. It doesn't matter. Narrow FM, doesn't matter. The point is, it's like you can get a lot more information in light. So, don't tell me they haven't been working with this stuff for quite a long time. Think about it. If you're going to send something to Mars, now put yourself at the round table, all these guys in the think tank, and you're going, guys, what would be really wild? If we could actually see a live video from Mars. Wouldn't that be something? It would, but we need to speed up our communications. Hey, you're in charge of that. Go ahead and do that. They've done it. They can get like instant video from that planet. Even if they did a delay. In other words, take 10, 15 seconds of it and then transmit it back to Earth. But if it's in communication, it's going to take like within a minute. They'll get the information, they'll watch it. Do it again, boom. Or they can just have it do intervals where it takes video, stops, sends it, takes video, stops, sends it, whatever. And they can take it from all directions. Keep in mind, there were 17 cameras on the Curiosity rover. They weren't all for navigation. Think about that. And let's say they were. It doesn't mean they weren't multi-purposed. Think about that. Matt Patterson, your question was, does the face on Mars still look like it did before? No. Well, look it up, the original one. You'll see it's in black and white, of course, and it does look like a face. And then just put face on Mars or face in Cydonia region on Mars. Doesn't really matter. Just put face on Mars. And you see one is CGI to the max. It's sad. A sad, sad photo. Oh, my God. When you see it, you go, how does that even remotely look like that? And it's one thing to see a photo, because that was taken from the Viking orbiter, I believe it was. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But funny thing is, it's like, okay, it was low res, but you could see it really darn good. Then they come up with a photo. It's all like, you can just see it's like, it looks CGI. It doesn't look anything like it's real on the newer photos. And it's so distorted, it's not even funny. It's sad. I like that, Phil. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, I guess it did. Again, thank you. Adam Leake says, Chris, regarding haters, empty vessels make the most noise. Great work, bro. Yeah, you're right about that. No doubt about it. And I do appreciate that. But you saying good work. Mimi React, she said, yes, Chris, me too. No doubt. Yeah, I believe there is Vandenberg, VP Vandenberg. He said, hey, Chris, isn't there an Air Force base named Vandenberg, like my name in America? I believe there is, guys. Where is that at? I don't remember where it is, but there is a Vandenberg base. I know that. Almost positive. Mimi, I would sell my kitty. Oh, no, not really. Yeah, don't do that. Well, you got two, so maybe you can spare one. John Schaub, great question. You said, Chris, has anyone got drunk in space? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. But maybe they did. They probably had a couple. Hey, we made it to the moon. Who knows, right? Time to whack a couple drinks down. Frack Centurion, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Oops. Exactly, Smart Steve 68. You said the 2000 pick was the worst East Side pick of the face. Yeah, you've seen that, right? Smart. Well, we're gonna call you Steve. Steve, right? I mean, you look at it, you can just see it's like smooth out. It's just complete crap. It's oh my God. One look at that thing, you just go, really, guys? That's really the original face? I don't think so. No way. Jason Bertoli, what's going on? You said there is. I'm almost positive. I don't remember where it's at, but yeah. Danny E says, Chris, what you're talking about now is a further proof of the point I made above regarding SpaceX Black Budget Fund. Wouldn't one think Starlink project is part of the next communication data link? Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it could very well be, because if it's on the outside, it can receive probably from every direction. I thought about that too. And I'm glad you brought that up, because think about it. You got all these little CubeSats all the way around transmitting and relaying to each other, and then going down to, obviously, the main receiving dish antennas, right, or radio telescopes. But couldn't they work in reverse, too? In other words, get information from outside coming in and relay it down to Earth. So it can work in many ways, right? This thing just jumped on me, but you said it was in California, that Vandenberg base. Somebody just said that. It just jumped. Richard, you said if we can do 100 Gbps fiber optics links between cities for internet traffic, then it could be done for interplanetary communications using directional optical radio. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. You remember recently we just talked about this, where they were talking, we're just trying out laser communications. Oh, stop it. Stop. Been doing this for years. Again, if you can use fiber optics, which is light, now don't get me wrong, it's in a cable, but it's not the point. If you can do it through light, you're sending X amount of information. Again, a lot more information than a radio wave, unless, of course, you run like a sideband. We can up or lower sideband and AM, simultaneously. I guess you could do that. And, of course, FM, whatever communication you want to use. Why couldn't they? And I believe they have. I absolutely believe they have. Josh D was just talking to Richie. He said, even the total incompetent ESA has laser communication up and running. Oh, yeah, they've had this for years. I don't doubt that. They're just bringing it to the public's attention now. Yeah, come on. Like I said, do you guys remember Vandenberg, the group? This Burning Hot? That's the name of it? Burning Hot, I think it's called. That came out, I believe, in the 80s. It was one of the smash hits, very underrated group. It was actually pretty good. But you didn't hear a whole lot from them, but they had some good stuff. Robert S., he said, we need to think in reverse order. What would the inhabitants from Mars do to get to Earth? They would make plans to use our moon for staging area to colonize Earth. Well, it's true. Absolutely. It can work both ways, of course. Again, it's kind of like when you look at the moons around Jupiter, Saturn, things like that, right? There could be so many, civilizations on these moons, because some of them, like Titan and stuff like that, they believe it's a lot like Earth. So, and just because the air quality or something's not right, people automatically assume, well, nobody could live there. Oh, maybe not us. But what if we went there, just like being out in space, you can't breathe out in space. What if you could go to another planet, take your supplies, build it, make it a dome over it, and you got your own atmosphere? It wouldn't matter what the atmosphere is outside of it, or you built underground, and again, you had your own artificial atmosphere underground. You don't need it to be pristine, atmosphere for our breathing. You can make your own. It's kind of like a simplicity thing, like your own house. Super hot outside? No problem. I'll go into my air conditioning. Vice versa in the wintertime. Oh, it's nice and toasty in my house. I don't have to worry about it. Only add oxygen in a planet or moon that has none or barely any. Same difference, right? You can have your own atmospherics. Phil C., thank you again. Thank you for your support, as always. Appreciate you. He said, do you think the elongated skulls found on Earth could be Martian in origin? I'm going to say I'm on the fence about it. And the reason for that is it was ceremonial back in the day for a lot of these civilizations, these ancient civilizations, to actually coil this like kind of metal, or these actually some of it was like a different fabric that they would literally put on babies, so when their skulls formed, they actually grew up and upward instead of outward. So they had these elongated effect. Now they do say, where did they get the idea from? So the people here on Earth, they were regular human beings, did this. Now where did they get the idea from? So this is where the big question comes in. Were they influenced somehow from beings from another planet? Or was it just a simple ritual that they did? That's where I'm on the fence. Because if we were being visited, thousands of years ago, which, basically history shows that, then it could very well have influenced, meaning another civilization influenced our people to do something like that. I don't know. It's pure speculation because we really truly don't know, right? I mean, there's a lot of people speculating this could be the reason, so on and so forth. So I don't know if about Martians, but I'm not ruling it out, right? Again, thank you for your support, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Smart Steve, you said MRO pics of Cydonia. Yeah, if you see those, they're CGI'd, right? Where you look at the Viking orbiter, totally different. It's raw, low res, but you can see the darn thing pretty clearly. And of course, the Pyramid City, I think they called it, in Cydonia. And by the way, that's where a lot of that, the large explosion and the small explosion took place just northwest of it. And then, of course, I want to say Chaos, there's something Chaos, that other region east of it, where they had that. So it's just crazy, man. It's just cool stuff. But, well, sad if that happened there. But just look at the comparison with the photos, the original, and oh my God. You're going to go just like, oh, please, guys, why would you do that? Yep, Jerry, you're right. Weeks away from Mars landing, the new Perseverance. Absolutely. Everybody's going, yes, can't wait. I feel you guys, man. I'm the same way. Stig, you said gotta go, but glad to see everyone is okay. Stay safe and keep digging. We will hit goal one day. See you all soon. All right, Stig, thanks for stopping in and being with us. As always, have yourself a good one and be safe this weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next time, right? Mark B, what's going on? He said, hi, guys. Thumbs up. Cactus Sauce, thank you very much for your support. Do appreciate you. He said, keep it up. Respect what you do. Greetings from the UK. Well, stay safe in the UK. I hope you and your family is doing well. And again, thank you for your support. It is appreciated. And yes, I am behind. I'm trying to get back here, guys. Again, Julia, thank you very much. You're just too kind. You're awesome. You said, I have to run. Very busy tonight. If I missed saying hello to anyone, so sorry. Hello. See you all Monday. Big hugs to everyone. See you, Mayas Bellis. Thank you very much again, Julia, for your support. Always appreciated. Much love to you. And we're all going to check out the site come Monday. We'll definitely jump on it. And I'm going to give you the information like you wanted. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow afternoon after I get out of work. So, and I apologize for not getting back to you right away. Crazy work, and she was hitting me up and thinking, oh my God, maybe he's not interested in doing this. No, not at all. Definitely down with it. Just awesome. Glad to be part of it. And that's what else can you say? You want to be part of that because you want to get this information out. And just like her, she wants to keep the page alive, and she's going through hoops to do that. So much, much respect for her, and kudos for doing what you did, like you said about the site and keeping it and stuff like that. So keep at it, and we're all behind you. So get her done, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll, like I said, I'll give you that information tomorrow afternoon. So have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Mimi, can't wait for more Photoshop pictures. Yeah. By the way, guys, there's another, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there's a, I'm trying to remember what it's called, and I will give you guys in the next video. In fact, I might just do like a video. There's an actual online thing that's going to be going on with myself, Jimmy Roberts, Dave Gannett, and as well as Billy Carson. It's a 5-hour, basically virtual, I forget exactly what he calls it. You guys have probably seen it on Dave's channel. But it's basically a virtual workplace where you're going to learn a lot about what's going on. And you guys can jump on there. I'll give you guys the link during this. I'll just do a quick mention of it, show you guys. And I'm going to put a link down there. You guys can jump on there. It does cost to be on it. It does. However, the information that's going to be on there, especially with Billy on there, is insane. Talking about ancient civilizations, what's out in space, what we're going to be analyzing, and how some of us go about bringing this stuff out. So it's a workshop, is the word I was looking for, that's going to be on. It's coming on the 31st of this month. So I'm going to try to give you guys the links. You guys can check it out. And, yeah, I mean, it's just going to be cool. And it's 5 hours long. So it's definitely worth the money to do it, because it's not like it's a 50-minute video and you're going, Christ, I can spend that kind of money to do that? No, I don't think so. No, this is cool. This is 5 hours. And you know what, Billy, it's going to be a lot of information going to be thrown at you. And a lot of us are going to try to, bring it out so a lot of people can see this and how we go about analyzing these photos and breaking them down. So you guys are going to be going to want to check that out. Really cool stuff. Mike Knapp, what's going on? He said, Chris, nukes. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Okay. Someone just sent me a message here. Let me see. Glass fiber is like laser for long distance. Yeah, absolutely. Julia says, love you. Love you too, Julia. Be safe. And try not to knock your brains against the wall. Pace yourself. I know there's a lot of work you're doing. You've already been keeping us abreast of what's been going on, and I know it's a lot of work. I would probably have a meltdown trying to do all that. So just pace yourself. You'll find it'll all come out. It'll come out perfect. I have no doubt that it will. Jerry says, hit the thumbs up. Bam, guys. Hammer time. Danny East, he says Soviets. Well, it was the Soviet Union back then. He said I was born in USSR. By the way, huh? Yeah, it was. Well, back then it was Soviet Union when they were trying to send landers to Mercury as well as Mars. A lot of failed attempts. Now, don't get me wrong. Just do this. Just put on there Google missions to Mars, and it has a whole list of these right from the late 40s, guys. Whether they're going to Mercury or think about it, they had the rocket technology back then. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of them failed. Heck, even some of them failed right here on Earth. They didn't even get off the launch pad, right? So you've got that. Plus, some of them would go out in orbit and they'd fail. It's what you call science. You're doing your best to, get what you want to achieve. You're done. And you have losses like that as far as rockets exploding, not working correctly, whatever the hell it may be, right? So that's going to happen one way or the other. There's no doubt in my mind. So you just have to say, well, okay, we'll just keep at it. And that's what they did. I think it's like late 40s. They were actually sending probes and everything else to different planets. So it's not like they just started like in the 80s. This was going back to the 40s, and yet they were sending them there. Wait a minute. So you're telling me they don't have better rocketry today? Instead of what they show the public, you can bet they got stuff a lot better. And if they reverse engineered any of these things, you know darn good and well these things are insane. Whether it be anti-gravitics, whether it be plasma, whether it doesn't matter. Whatever it may be, it's got to be insane, and they could probably get to Mars in 20 minutes. Think about it. There, I'd love to see that. Phil C. again, thank you very much, sir. You are appreciated. It's like, bam. Man, the support on this channel is ungodly anyway. I mean, just regular people being here. To me, that's support, period, right? Because here's the thing. You can have emotional support. It's not just monetary. You know what I mean? It's not even all about that. It's about everybody getting together, having conversation. And, so that alone, to me, means something. So just the fact you guys here is what makes the channel. So that in itself is support, no matter how you look at it, right? And when you guys are doing this here, it's just awesome. You guys are just great. It just, I can't say it enough, InfoWars WikiLeaks, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Believe me, I wish I could do that, Lionheart Glassworks. You said, if I was rich, I would pay you to do this full time. Yeah, it's kind of like this weird catch-22. It's like, well, I'd like to, stay at home to do this, but you're not quite making as much on here because you work. Get it? So it's kind of like, well, you don't want to quit your job because you're not making enough, but if you could make enough, you quit your job. It's just not, yeah. It's a kick in the shorts, let's put it that way. But I'm okay with it. I don't care to work. It doesn't bother me, but it wears on you. And when you get to a certain age, you're doing all kinds of physical labor. It's kind of like your body's going, please stop. Just stop. And, you don't mind it. I was born and raised to just work. But at some point, your body's going, oh, man. David Clark, you said so many missions to Mars. Oh, yeah. Look them up. you'd be surprised. And people, when I did this, I did a video a while, this was years ago, where I showed this, and people going, oh my God, I didn't realize there was that many missions to, like I said, Mercury, Mars, the moon even. I mean, just, wow. They didn't realize just how many missions were there. They either flew by, never made it. There was, a couple of them became dead sticks and just went right by Mars, never even landed there. So, yeah. Thank you, Frack. Much appreciated to you, sir. Appreciate your support. You said, keep up the great work. Awesome, brother. I will. Yeah, I was just reading this at the same time. Blue Flash put on there. NASA's favorite word, pareidolia. Now, I guess they decided to put this word on, because you see these people going, well, I can look in the clouds too and see these kind of things. Listen, it's one thing to see an outline of like a dog, a pig, a cow, whatever. It's one thing to see that, but when you see intricate details in these objects, that's not pareidolia. There's something there. That's the whole point. When you just see an outside shape, you go, oh, okay, that could be anything, which is true. That's true. I don't like the word pareidolia because, like you said, it was made up. It's crap, and I'm not a big fan of it. It's ridiculous. Again, they just go, well, it's just your eyes playing games with you. Really? Because I'm seeing a bunch of mechanical parts here. So is that pareidolia? It's one thing to see one thing and you go, kind of looks like a wrench, or like you guys call it in the UK, a spanner. What? But I'm seeing all kinds of shapes and sizes all over this area. Is that all fake too? Or did you guys forget to take that out and censor it? Yeah. So it's not our pareidolia. Thanks again, Frack. I appreciate you. Lee Herring, you said there are so many black op programs and technologies that they are hiding from us. Our heads would spin right off. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Because I don't think we can really fathom what is really going on with the government and everything else, right? I think there's outrageous stuff going on, and it just blows my mind. Well, actually, it really doesn't. I mean, as far as their censoring, what they'll go through is what blows my mind. I don't think I could probably fathom what's really, really out there until you actually seen it yourself. Then you'd probably brown yourself. But because some of the stuff you'd see in there had to be outrageous, right? So, yeah. Yes. New York, 1395, he said the coronavirus bill had a provision requiring intelligence agencies to release UFO documents in 180 days. Weird. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that too, and it's been out for a little bit now. I found that really interesting because, just why stuff that in that bill? Not complaining, but we're talking about what? Somewhere in July we should see that, right? We'll see if they just give out just a little tidbit or if what they're going to do. I'm not really holding my breath, but I'd like to see something more, something much more come out compared to, I think, well, I shouldn't say that because the Tic Tac, UFOs and the other one, because they had some on the East Coast and the West Coast, right? I think those were awesome, and I like to see a lot more of that. But are they showing it and it's ours, or is it something else? They claim, well, it's nothing we ever had, we have or ever had, so clearly it's a UFO, it's not something that's ours. Okay. How do we know that? How do we know they didn't reverse engineer some of these UFOs and we're seeing their fruits of their labor, so to speak, and they're actually designed and got them to fly? So the only way to do it is to actually take it out and fly it. You can't fly it on the ground, and if you can, it's only going to be a short distance. So you'd have to actually take it out and fly it. And they just come out and say, oh, I don't know, man, it's clearly not ours. It's nothing we have, so it's got to be something else from not here. Or it is theirs. But again, even if it was ours, I should say, let me get this moved just because I know you guys love that fan. I think you guys were saying this last time. You said, oh my God, this thing is like, it distracts the hell out of me. I'm going, how the heck did it get distracted by a little tiny fan like that? But, well, not little tiny, but the little piece you're seeing in the top corner. But either way, we'll move that and see if that helps. Lion Glasswork says, I love this community. Well, again, I love everybody here because, again, it's like-minded people. And we all get to be able to just say, you know what, speak our minds, how we feel, even if it sounds far-fetched to some people. It doesn't mean it's out of the realm of possibilities. Now, I speculate a lot because there's no way to prove any of this. But that doesn't mean it isn't backed with some information that we might have gotten from some moon photos, Martian photos. We don't know. We just go, hey, this is what it is, or what we believe it is, and again, it's pure speculation, and we just roll with it. But whatever it may be, even if you're wrong about what you think it is, it doesn't matter, because whatever it is, it's not natural. So, then you just try to figure out what it is. So, yeah, this is the way I look at it. Bobby Pentland, thank you very much for your support, man. Good to see you back. I think were you here last week? I think you were in there. I wasn't sure. I like that. Woot. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are busy, and I'm the same way. Sometimes I get to the point where, like, my Friday would be so busy. I'm going, man, I hope I can make this thing, because it'd be great to be able to sit down with these guys and have another good evening. This would be great. And sometimes I cut close to almost going, if I don't show up, these people are going, what happened to them? And I hate to do that, because I'd like to give you guys forewarning before, if I'm not going to be on there. So this way, people's not going, like being let down. You're being forewarned. So I like to do that if I can. Again, Bobby, thank you very much for your support, man. Appreciate you. Look at that. Oh, okay. I do that sometimes. I'm actually talking and reading somebody's comment at the same time, so I'll trip up on some words here. I'm like, what? I'm reading this at the same time I'm talking. I seen the comment you were sending to Thomas 6. You said, I bet they have that tech and do use it on our moon and other planets. They will never tell us the truth. Well, did you guys hear they want to put like 4G on the moon? Did you guys hear that? At first I thought, man, that's silly as hell. But I think it's China that wants to do that. Now, it's really not a dumb idea if you put a good size transmitter on there, and it doesn't even have to be very big, because I forget what the actual the transmitter on the Apollo missions, what that was. It wasn't very powerful. It didn't need to be. There's no obstruction going from, as far as atmospherics, right, from the moon outward. Now, of course, they had the Deep Space Network, and heck, even ham operators could hear the darn thing, hear the Apollo missions, right? So you could have a 4G direct, link right to Earth, and it'd work perfect. All I got to do is just uplink it from, kind of like what they're doing on Mars. They got the rover, uplinks it to an orbiter, and then, to Earth. Or straight from the rover to Earth, because they got both capabilities. But when you have a tower that has a lot of power there, you can just uplink to that, just boom, shoot it there. Whether it's videos or photo, boom, 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 boom. It can be almost instamatically, but like boom, right there. And you can see it in real time. A lot better than what you're seeing in Apollo, right? And you could bet they already got the technology to do that, right? You can almost bet on it. What's going on, Max K? I didn't even see you jump in there. Good to see you in there. Oh, Bobby, okay. He said, was here. Just don't type very fast. Believe me, I'm with you on that. I'm not actually a speed typer myself. Richard, yeah. Well, you were one of them, but somebody else just mentioned it too. He said, I mentioned the ceiling fan a few months ago. It was a little distracting. Well, I just have like a small camera. It's on the desk here. And sometimes if you kind of like move it, it kind of like just kind of slides over a little bit at a time. Next thing you know, it's actually in the picture. I mean, it's not like it's done purposely. It just, like if I banged on this thing would probably shift because of the weight of the wire behind it. And it kind of like moves by itself. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see that. And at the time, it's because it doesn't distract me. It's in my room. But some of you guys will, I just see that thing. It's kind of distracting. It's like, really, guys? But so I try to do my best now to try to hide it if I can, or just take it out of the scene, if you will. Matt Patterson says Friday, yay! Oh, I agree with you too, Mags. You said, because I know Richard was saying the same thing. He said, Biden will have none of it. Disclosure will be on the back burner. China takes up too much of his time. You're right about that. Sad situation all the way around. But, yeah, I don't think he'll have much to say about it. But I hope as far as that goes, as far as that was put into the bill, I hope they actually go through with it. That would be pretty interesting to see. Even if it's a little bit more information that we already know, right? That would be pretty cool. You got that right, Blue Flash. She said the only redeeming factor is that aliens can't get bribed by big business. You're right about that. They're probably going, money, what is that? You people still using that crap? Jack Lambert, what's going on? He said, what is up, Chris? And awesome subs. Last vid and image was fantastic. Wow, so much a case closed proof of pasteurization. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like the one I did prior to this was so dark. Some of you guys are like, well, I really can't make out too much. But you could see what they did. You could see these shapes and these things just sitting on the ground next to these other hills. And clearly, you could see some of the things. It's not super clear as far as the actual objects. But you could see the shapes of these things. One of them had a shadow under it. You can just tell it's not natural. I mean, whatever this thing is. There could have been, so many of you guys said on the right-hand side it looked like a ship because it had like the pointed, you can see the bow and the, stuff like that. But... and then on the other side, you said, yeah, it looks like spacecraft or some kind of structures. And honestly, because it was a really crappy photo, and I totally agreed with you guys. I even said that in the beginning of the video. I said, small photo, low res, and what else did I add? It was just, small, black and white, and it's just low res. It's just crap, period, right? So that we did the best we could with it, right? And wasn't too bad. Turned out okay. But, but they're doing their damnedest to hide these things. They would not do that. Unless they had something to hide. Why wouldn't you just broadcast beautiful photos of Mars because there's nothing to see there? These things should be almost pristine, like you're taking your own pictures out in the desert. They should be that pristine. You should not see anything that's spot blurred, digitized out, black and whited, it's just something overlaid, period. I mean, come on. Renee says Subway soda. Nope. Sweet tea. I usually don't have it very often anymore because there's like enough sugar in it to kill a moose. But you like to have it every now and then, right? This thing just jumped on me. What's going on there, Pete's Vlogs? Good to see you in there, man. Frag. Making me hungry, Renee. Oh, man. Speaking of which, Kyle, if you're still in there, did you get that crap there? We just read on it. It was about, this was funny. I think it was my wife telling me. She said something about that if they do have the stimulus package come out, you can't get it in Ohio unless you had the shot. I said, are you kidding me right now? You got to be kidding. There's no way. You can't force people to do that. Miss Heard, yep, the U.S. is supposed to be going back to the moon in 2025. The Artemis mission, yes, indeed they are. So we'll see how much they actually let out of the bag, so to speak, right? We'll see how crappy, really good those photos are. Yeah, you could bet, like I said, you can almost guarantee there's going to be kind of like what we're seeing on Mars, where they're like AI'd or whatever, or blurred out. I mean, look what China did when they sent up their... what was it? Crap. The Chang'e 3, then they went to the Chang'e 4, and it was on the other side of the moon, right? And the first and second photos are complete crap. I mean, absolute garbage. And I don't know how anybody can sit there and go, okay, so first of all, if you ever send us that photo again, we're never going to support your space flights ever again. We want to see the real photos. That what should be demanded. Whoever's funding these guys, now it might be just straight out of the government's funding, which is like ours does, but they want answers, not garbage photos. So, yeah. in order to get this funding. James Cragen, you said to Chris, John Lair, Richard C. Hoagland talk about moon structures and retro engineering of ancient technology. On Coast to Coast Radio, John Lair is swearing he's evidence of, or maybe there's more evidence, of many more Apollo missions than reported. Like I said, you don't need to be a brain scientist or like an astrophysicist to figure this out. Again, if you're going up there because of, not rocks, but a recon mission to what's really there, you're not going to stop going. In fact, you want to put a base there, and you want to keep observing everything you can find. Because here's the thing. What would it take if you built a base, and then you wanted something to, kind of like a puddle jumper we call here, like a small Cessna or a small plane, to jump from here to here, right? What would it take to actually have a small aircraft, if you had multiple bases, just to fly back and forth? What would it take to do that? Not much fuel. It's not a whole lot of gravity. So you can literally use like an equivalent to the old shuttles, just a little launch pad, off you go. It wouldn't take nothing to get off the ground. Go back, fly down, you're there. It'd be nothing. And you keep observing going into these structures, these crafts that have been crashed there or laid there for thousands of years, whatever. You know it hasn't been the last one. There's no way. Dale Rogers said, I've been quarantining for 7 years. That's a long time to quarantine, man. New York, 1395. Aliens from the Tic Tac UFO started COVID-19. No, but what was it? God, what was it that said that? I heard this little story. It was about from China when this first broke out. Oh, it was a meteor that came into Earth and it crashed, and somehow it was like in close to Wuhan, China. And that's how it started. Yeah, doubtful, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. Think about that a minute. How do you know you don't get some weird rogue rock come from outer space and it has some kind of disease or something on it, whatever it may be, crash here, some kind of virus, anything, come here, crash, and starts it? How do we know? It could have been something from another planet, killed off another planet. It's hard to tell, right? Olin Creo, what's going on? Good to see you in there. You said the sand is super fake. Oh, yeah. You mean, listen, guys. Again, you don't have to be, a rocket scientist to see the crap and the fakery in these photos. Oh, my God. In fact, we're going to get stuck into this pan because I want to show you the one that the other observer, the researcher, showed, and I used in the video because there's something I wanted to show you in there, too, as well as something in the background here. So we're going to check that out. Vincent Miller, thank you very much for your support, man. I do appreciate you. He said, thanks for being you. Well, I appreciate that. Well, thanks for being you. And thanks for everybody being them. Like I said, man, much appreciated. Oh, there you go. Quarantining from MSM. Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Pete's Vlogs, underground in Mars. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people claim that's probably where they're at. I mean, how many underground, like we got the DUMBs, right? The deep underground military bases. How many of those do we have? Again, just go on in there and put truckers driving underground. And they'll tell you. Now, some of these facilities are the real deal, meaning these are redistribution centers. But why underground? It's almost like, okay, we'll do that. We'll use these for storage. But in case anything ever happens, we can lock the whole thing down. One of these guys, I remember the guy was interviewing. The guy says, oh, yeah, I drive for miles upon miles. He says, and they'll come out somewhere, way the hell out somewhere else. Why underground? Why are they driving underground? Well, think about it. How much traffic can go underground and nobody knows about it? They can bring top secret stuff through there. They can bring supplies and never have to worry about, maybe there's a war in the United States. Doesn't matter. They can go underground and travel through it and never be affected. You know what I mean? All kinds of things. But there's bases underground. We got all kinds of stuff. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they were underground as well and just continued to live, right? At least the ones that were underground anyway. I heard about that New York 1395. You said, Chris, do you know about the diamond-shaped UFO that caused a family radiation sickness a few decades ago? It's a well-known incident. The woman's hair fell out and and she sued the U.S. government. I forgot the name. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I don't remember the name either, but yeah, it seemed to me I remember that, and that was crazy. It's like, then you ask yourself, why is she suing our government? Maybe because, if it's somebody else's, they should have protected us or whatever. So, yeah, I remember hearing about that. Cameron Davis, you asked Chris, how are you, Chris? Best live show on YouTube. Well, I appreciate it. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well, Cameron. Scratch, you said, but human biology is only suited for this gravity. Not entirely true. Look up what they say about our bodies and the way they function. It's more in sync with Mars than it is here. Now, it's pretty much the same day, right? It's, it's got the same daytime. I think it's by 39 minutes, so it's longer on Mars as opposed to the daytime here. So it's actually 39 minutes longer. But they say our bodies are more in tune with Mars is right now. Well, I don't know about right now as far as breathing, but I mean, as far as like the gravity, like they say, there's no reason why people's bodies should break down. Think about it. If you were there and the gravity there, but you could breathe with no problem, there's a good chance you wouldn't have all kinds of back problems and all kinds of other stuff because the gravity would be just perfect. And they say you'd be a little bit taller, a little more spindly, because it's allowing you to grow because of less gravity. So at least that's what they say. Clearly, I don't know that. I've never been there. But, yeah. As far as space travel, I can kind of understand that. But we'll do it just to get there. I'm going to try and jump all the way down here. Richard Mortimer, what's going on? You said the Wuhan lab mysteriously went up in flames. Did it really? I don't remember hearing that. Did you guys hear about that? Crazy. And it wouldn't surprise me. Ms. Here, you said, we all know that Chris has found transparent sand in many Mars pics. That's true. There's a lot of that garbage. I mean, look at this. Oh, yeah. This is real sand. Look at it. Just perfect going straight across. Just happens to be straight across. Sand. Come on. This is so laughable. This is what I get a kick out of. This mountainside alone. Look at this. Look at this closely in the front of it. There's something white right here. Right? See that? And again, we got this texture right over this white. Imagine that. But look at this thing. It has like an arch in the front of it. You guys see that? It's not exactly perfect, but it is there, right? And look at the side of this thing. Are you kidding me? What does that? Look at the size of this thing. It looks like there's some kind of panels type thing underneath this gravel and stuff. Look closer. Look at this thing right here. Inside this. I didn't do anything to this. This is the actual gigapan. It's enclosed or whatever this thing. It has this white piece. And see how it's like half of it? They put like a tan and there's blue crap all over it? Yeah. There's something in it. You can actually see it's got a circle. Or some kind of design in there. And look at the shape of it. It comes out like this. And then it has a bigger radius to the front of it. Right there. Yeah, that's natural. Oh, yeah. It's our pareidolia, by the way. Yeah, crazy stuff, guys. Tony Gibbs, you said, Oumuamua spelling, well, which is pretty much the same. I think you're spot on. Seems to operate very similarly to the JPL light sail. One side almost white reflected, the other very dark. It was measured and have changed speed. Yeah, and there's more and more people, or these scientists that are coming out, of course, they think they're rogue scientists as opposed to, they go, oh, well, these guys are fruitcakes. But there's one article I just read recently, and they said that this was some kind of craft, that it was not just a natural formation, because they were trying to go, okay, it wasn't some body that was giving off, it wasn't outgassing by going around the sun. It didn't do any of that. They said it was some kind of ice crystal or something like that. They said, no, that would have never happened if it slung shut around the moon. I'm sorry, around the sun. It would have melted off. And then, of course, you'd see a tail. What else were they saying about that? Either way, the actual scientists laughed and scoffed at them, but the problem is they can't come up with a good explanation about it. So, again, I said that before. How do we know that it's not acting like it's just something dead out in space, but they literally got things on that they can, they're, as they're going by our planet, they're like measuring, like sensors are going to town, so to speak, censoring everything on our planet, like communications, what we're talking about, how our people are, and it just keeps going as it's going through the solar system and just learning different things, right? How do we know? I just noticed there's two guys. Look underneath this part I just showed you right here. Look at underneath it. Let me just back up just a hair bit because I don't want this to be too blurry. Right here, all this white right here. Look at the shape of this thing right here. You see the blue they put over this. Goes like this, goes back. It looks like it has a corner. It's a 90-degree angle right here too. Look at one here. Almost looks like there's another one in the back, but it's actually you can see it. Comes around the back, comes over here. Look at this thing. Come on. Look at that thing. There's no way that's... Oh, my God. Oh, that's natural. Sure. I see rocks like that all the time. In fact, let me get rid of my face here so we can see all the objects here. We're going to be doing this. Let me get... Ta-da! Oh. Yeah, I mean, guys, come on. I hate to hear that, Mags. You said... I'll send some support, Chris. Just been a victim of fraud. Wipe me out. Great, huh? Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going on big time lately, right? Now, don't worry about it. You're just being here support enough, and I appreciate you being here. I hate to hear that. I really do hate to hear that happen to you. It really does. There's all kinds of people out there. You know that. Mimi, you said, Chris, the blue sand looks like a lake. Exactly. But I'm still, look at just this thing alone. Like I said, it has this arch and then this thing coming down like this, like a panel. Come on. I mean, I know it's probably their duty to try to do everything they can to make it look as natural as possible, but there's no way. I don't know if you guys just see this. See this? Like it looks like a little pipe ending. You can see the opening, and there's something right here. Let me back out just a hair bit, and look how this thing has like this weird nose to it, almost like the tip of a missile, but it has this round circle. You can see where they've literally, look at this, something right there in white. See that? All that is brown is fake. The blue is fake. And like I said, when I did that area on this, it was just crazy. It's just, you can tell this stuff's faked out, man. It's added, put over this stuff just to make it look like, it's all natural. Look at this right here. Look at all this center, this stuff right in the center. What's the chance of something going 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 5, 6. Oh, look at the design of this thing. And I'm going to back out a little bit once I show you it because it is blurry on my screen and may be okay on yours. But look at these objects. They seem to be in a row. Now, they're different shapes, don't get me wrong. But look at them. 1, 2, 3. And then look at all of these little things in like a half circle type thing right here. Look at this. That's crazy. And make sure you guys are in, this is not in 1080p, but it is in 720. Make sure you guys hit the settings when you go into this. And right there on the screen, just put your cursor on the screen. And it has a little settings gear. And this is quality. We're not in 1080, but we are in 720, which is good. So this way you get somewhat the clearest. I'm going to back out just a little bit, put it in the middle of the screen. Look at these things. Just, yeah. Cameron, you said, hey, Chris, my grandpa was a Fort Worth police detective in the 50s, and he was in the Navy, and he said there were some ETs at the Air Force Base in Fort Worth. It would not surprise me. A lot of these things are shipped off to these Air Force bases, and that's probably the best place to hide them, right? And then, of course, they can actually, if they need to, they can box them up, so to speak, and then, send them out or send them to wherever they're going to go. Just have a helicopter pick them up and bring them wherever they're going to go, or on the back of a flatbed, right? Yeah. So, yeah. It doesn't surprise me. But, that's what they're doing. They're transporting these things. Every time you see like a large transport like that, you always see military vehicles. Yeah, you can bet there's something they don't want the public to see, so it's covered over. So, yeah. Thomas Stone, you said Earth 24 hours, Mars 25 hours. Well, it's actually 24 hours and 39 minutes, technically. But they say we're pretty much, our bodies are more tuned with Mars than it is Earth, and for many reasons. Now, some of these things, you can click on these little bubbles here. Let's say populated area, and this is by the person. I guess it's Aries, put it up there. Now, guys, I don't see any people here. I don't. Maybe that's just my eyes because I'm more tuned to see things that are structural, things like that. Look at the side of this thing right here. Look at this. Got this like this cross area right here. It goes from the bottom of this hill, comes up, goes all the way to the top, and then it has a cross completely across it, a straight line right across. How does that happen in nature, guys? So this might be an actual panel, but they made it and they disguised it to look like it's something different. There's no way that could happen like that in nature. Come on. This thing here, I didn't get into this big time. I should have. Now, I was showing you guys, this actually looks like a little skull here, but that's not what I was getting at, because yes, it looks like two eye sockets and something else. What I did say was this right here, and I'll put it in the middle of the screen, these two pieces sticking up. But at the top of this so-called little mound or hill, it looks like, picture it like a small bridge going up and over a little river or a little brook or something like that, right? Kind of going up and over, because this piece here is wide. Let me show you right here in his photo, in Jim West's photo. Look at the thickness of this thing going over the top of this hill, the supposed hill. Comes up, goes over, and then back down. But look, you can see the thickness of this at the top, and it has something small, has some little details on the top of it. You guys see that? I'll put it right in the middle. Check that thing out at the top of this hill. It looks like it's a wide built pathway, only it might be the very top of this constructed whatever this thing is, and they're doing their best to take it out. I don't believe that's natural at all. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, you ought to be, Mags. You said, yeah, it's happening to loads of people. I'm super careful now. Yeah, you've got to be. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you've ever heard this, but whether you do your banking or anything on tablets or you do them on your phones, anytime you're in public, shut your Bluetooth off. They can actually get into your phone through the Bluetooth. Be careful. They can steal anything they want out of it. These guys literally sit in these terminals, and they're sitting there. They could be in a mall, it could be in a Walmart. They just act like, they might be in a car, and you pass by them, they get into your phone, and they're stealing your information. At all times, if you've got a phone, a tablet, whatever you carry around with you, shut off the Bluetooth when you're in public, because they can get into that. Be very careful. And not to mention, if you're at home and you got Wi-Fi, make sure it is locked, and make sure it's a good lock key. You want to make sure of that, because that'll happen. If you've got a wireless phone at home, make sure it's top-notch. It's not some old piece of crap 900 megahertz. Make sure it's like a 6.0 with spread spectrum, where it literally bounces frequencies constantly, so nobody can get your full conversation. Even cell phones you can listen to on a scanner. Be very careful. If you're on your cell phone and you say, well, I'd like to make a purchase, I'll go ahead and do that on the phone. Don't. Call up the company you want to do, or you have to pay a credit card. Make sure it's on a landline, something more secure. Like I have like a regular phone, which has a regular cord, and then I've got the cordless phones. I always use the corded phone, so this way I can actually do that and not have to worry about it. Just be careful of that stuff. Exactly, Richard, yep. And don't use the same passwords for your home stuff as work stuff and vice versa. Exactly. You just got to be very careful. I remember a buddy of mine, and I think I might have told you this story, where at the time, this goes back years, and he was telling me one day, he goes, man, it was really bizarre yesterday, because, I worked with him, good guy, and his name was Paul, and I remember him telling me the next day, he said, man, I went home, and I said, it's weird stuff, man. I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, I go home, and it's like, this box is on my doorstep. Really? He says, yeah. I open up, there's all kinds of computer parts. Did you order that? And he says, no. I said, let me ask you a question. When you guys make a purchase with a telephone or whatever, do you make it on a cell phone or cordless? What do you do? He said, no, it's not cordless. I said, let me guess. 900 megahertz? He says, he looks at his wife, he goes, well, yeah. Oh my God. Don't. Because listen, if anybody knows anything about CW, meaning Morse code or anything like that, I used to have a keyboard as a Heath kit, they called it. It could literally, anything I typed, it could put it in Morse code. And I also had a Morse code decipherer. So if I'm sitting there talking to somebody, Morse code, I can come back. Even if you don't understand Morse code, I can't break it down because it's too fast. Maybe the typing 70, 80 words per minute. You'll never be able to get that unless you had a decoder. Now, unless you're super proficient. And I could literally, if you're pressing numbers on the phone, boop, boop, doop, doop, they'll have a tone. It'll put it down right there in front. Oh, okay, let me get that guy's card number. I mean, literally, you can do that. You got to be really careful. That stuff can happen. I've heard it many a times. It said, trash the phone, get yourself a regular landline. If you want to keep using your cordless, go for it. But even then, I'd want to get something newer because of people sitting there listening to conversations. And I told them what phone I had at the time, and my phone was awesome. It would be like, I could go like 3 city blocks with the darn cell phone. Of course, I lived on the 3rd floor, which helped. But anyway, I just told them, don't do that. Get yourself a good phone, with spread spectrum, so on and so forth. It's a whole lot better, less chance of getting, people listening to your conversation and getting your information. So just be careful. Yes, exactly, Richard. DTFM tones. Yes, I actually made a little keypad that does that, and it's just doot, 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 and I can just send it. So you got to be really careful with this stuff. And like I said, turn off stuff you just don't need. Bluetooth you don't need. I've got Bluetooth on one of these little cheese phones, I call them, and I just have it going through my car. So if somebody's sitting next to me and they got his Bluetooth, oh, wow, he's got Bluetooth on. It's nothing in the phone. It's one of those cheap phones. So they can have at it all they want, right? Yep. Frank. James Cragen said, you're talking about, holy cow, 62-inch. Oh, my God, that must be unbelievable to see. I mean, I can honestly see them on an iPad. You must be blown away. Yeah, the bigger the screen, guys, the better. I always try to push people. Listen, if you're going to watch it, don't watch it on the phone. Some of these things are so darn small, and you're going, I'm not seeing what he's seeing. Like, I got a 27-inch, high-def monitor here. They're really good, and, of course, it's not more than a foot and a half away from my face. I've got another monitor up there that I use mostly for my recording software. If I want to open up a page and have different pages open, then I've got my other computer over here, totally independent, but it's got a monitor. And I use that one to see what you guys are seeing. So in other words, I'm like you watching myself, if that makes sense. And this way I can see all your stuff up close, meaning your comments, and I can track it. So if I started buffering, I can see it. You guys don't even have to tell me, I can see it. So, yeah. Exactly, Scratch. You said I keep my data turned off too, so no accidents. Yeah, I mean, you just got to be careful in this day and age. You just got to be careful. That's all. Steve 68 said, nope, nothing newer than 5 years old due to GPS tracking. See, I don't even care about that because it has its ups and downs, right? If by any chance you get in a wreck and you're off the side of the road, it's in the middle of the night, and you call somebody and, they can't get a hold of you, but somehow they can track your phone because they can triangulate where you're at. So you happen to call a loved one, you say, I've been in a wreck, and you call the police, they can literally triangulate where you're at and find you. So you could be out in the middle of nowhere. So it does have its, positive sides to it, and of course it's got its negative sides. It's always the meatheads you got to worry about, the idiots. So, but again, there's ways to, guard against that. So you just got to be careful. Well, I use Bluetooth on my phones, but I don't have anything to hide on mine. Like I got the iPhone. I use it to pump the music through different, Bluetooth amps and everything through my house. And then, of course, I listen to it. When I'm at work or something like that, I just shut it off. I don't need it. I listen to it through my phone, my music. So, but when I'm home, I like to put the music on real nice and low. I'm laying down, chilling. And then I've got, in the exercise room, I got, Bluetooth headphones, noise canceling. So it's nice to have. But, yeah, you just got to be careful, That's what it comes down to. Oops. Josh D said, so true. I use a 27-inch 4K on my PC, 62-inch 4K TV, and it opens a whole new world. Yeah, I got a mine's a 60-inch 4K in the living room, and this is it's actually a 4K monitor, but depending on the computer you use with it, mine's full high def, and I can actually go into gaming because it is a gaming computer, and it's not top notch, but it's really good computer. So, yeah. But, I mean, it helps to have the best quality screen. Doesn't matter what you're looking at it, whether it be on a tablet, a good phone, or whatever it may be. Phones don't I just can't get it. I'm sitting there going, yeah, how can I look at it and see everything really good on a small screen? I don't care how big a screen is, 7, 10 inch. It's still not as good. That's why I always recommend people get on something bigger if you can. If you can, cast it onto your TV from your phone. So this way you can see it better, right? A lot of TVs have them capabilities. Well, who was saying that? James Craig, and he said, Chris, is that a statue? Large head. Where is it? Whoops. Large head on its side, top left. In the video now. Well, see, here's the thing. If I go to right here, this is the enlarged part of this. Now, notice how this like ball, like or spherical like object is right here. But look at this. It goes up like this, has this piece here. And what looks like this elongated box from front to back. And you can see where they have this line of manipulation to try to block or blur that out. But you can see something there's like an opening. You can see it almost goes to the other side of it. See it right there? Literally comes up, goes to the back side of it, comes over, across the top and comes down. Yeah. Pretty cool. Even the back of this, look at this, up at the top. What is this object here? You can see it going through the blur, up at the top. Comes down, it looks like. There's a little white there and here. Right there, going across. Intelligently made objects, guys. That's all there is to it. And they're doing their best to try to hide this stuff. And clearly, they're not doing a very good job, thankfully, because we get to pull these apart. And this is the one I did on my video. And you can see these things come on. Look at the front of this thing. Look at the bottom, the ground. How is that in any way, shape, or form? How is that natural? It looks like piping, looks like some kind of mechanical objects. You can see this darn thing coming right here. It literally comes across, loops around like this, comes to this straight piece right here, and then takes this left, well, I guess it would be a right if you're facing from this way over, be going over to the right underneath this object over here. But look at these things. Look at the parts laying around. I mean, how much proof do you need to actually see this and say, well, that can't be natural? Of course, there'll always be people that'll say that anyway, but that's beside the point. Like I said, when I first started looking at these things, I said, are these things shadows or there's something more to it? Well, wait a minute. How can something be that crisp on a shadow? And then when you try to burn it away, like I said, if this was complete shadow, the second if you went like this with a burn tool, first thing that would happen is it would just get darker, darker, darker till you completely burned the actual photo. Well, digitalized photo. So when I did that, I said, wait a minute, why is this still white being shown? Like I burned off the top layer of this, centering or manipulation, obfuscation, burned through. I said, wait a minute, I shouldn't see that. Why am I seeing this? So anything that was lighter, I took the dodge tool and just made it a little bit lighter and see if we can bring anything out of it. And clearly there's like pieces in here you can see going back and forth. And like I showed in the video, a lot of crazy pieces in here and parts and objects and everything else. Somebody said, Chris, they went, objects, Chris, objects, not pieces. Well, they might be pieces blown apart from objects. That's why I call them pieces. So, I call them pieces and parts because a lot of this stuff looks like it's strewn, like it's been blown to pieces. So there would be pieces of different parts, right? So I guess you can label anything you want, right? But to me, nah. These are, I don't think any of this here is even natural either. None of this. Because you can see different parts inside right here in the blue. And I pointed this out in the video right here. You can see the nice gray, what looks like a little detail, like it's round or something. And you can still see this thing run on over here behind the actual obfuscation and manipulation right there. See it? Pretty cool. And, of course, you got these other objects that were in this blur right here. Especially this piece here. This is pretty interesting because look at the way this thing goes like this here. And continues on. I think I said it went only right here. It does not. It actually keeps going right here. And you can see right to the back. You can see this very end. And you can see what it looks like. It almost looks like there's something round, like it's a gold-colored something or that. It may be the actual tan that they put over this. But you can see it almost looks like it's got a round edge to it right there. See that? But it is flat right here. And, of course, right above that, there's all these pieces right here. There's gray. I don't even know what this is. See this right here? It looks like it goes off. It branches off. 1, 2, 3. It's gray behind this, whatever this blur. See that? Vincent Miller, thank you again for your support. Again, you are appreciated. You said thank you. The bowing pair. I like that. It's cool. Pete's Vlogs, he says, looks like an opening of some kind of the side of the cave. Well, that's what I keep saying, because I don't believe any of this here, any of this in his face is actually natural. I think we're just bringing different pieces and parts of it that would easily be able to break through, and we're seeing that. Look at this object here on the ground just outside of the circle right there. Looks like half to 3/4 of a circle type thing right there. And it looks like it has some kind of design or some kind of weird openings or something to that, whatever that may be, right? Mick Gus, what's going on? You say, hey, Chris, how you doing? I'm doing fine, man. I hope you've been doing all right. Good to see you in there. Gene Borsier, you said, looks like damaged building materials. Yeah, that's all I see. I see a bunch of junk laying around. And, somebody said it's kind of blurry. And I try not to get too close into it. I had a couple of people ask me one time. They said, "Why are these things so damn blurry?" And because they're not meant to be seen to begin with. That's the whole point. So breaking through these, don't expect to see crystal clear. It's not going to happen. Now I got it like this. This is relatively clear on mine. It actually looks pretty darn good on mine. I don't know about you guys because you're on smaller devices and different devices, but I see things all inside this opening of this crazy stuff. Like these white objects right here. There's one right here. And I'll go in a little further on this just to show you right here on the right-hand side. I'll put it in the middle. Pieces coming and going in and out of this. But again, this is all manipulation, guys. That's all this stuff is. That's all it is. I'll back out a little bit. Because you see this real grainy stuff. That's because you try to blast through it as much as you can. But then there's only so much you can do before you destroy the photo. So you don't want to do that. No, Miss Haird, actually, you're perfect time. You said, I am back. I bet I missed something revealing. Well, this is what we did in the last video. And you can see, like, this right here. This is cool. Right here, these little pieces on the ground. Look at the way they come off the ground into this object. Again, we got to call it an object. We have no idea what this thing is. And just a part strewn. I like the white pieces here. They look like piping. They look like something that was under a structure or built into a structure. Either piping, conduit, call it what you will, framing. Like this piece right here. Right here in the middle. See that? Just different weird looking objects inside these hillsides, by the way. And by the way, guys, it's all your pareidolia, so yeah. Don't worry about it. You guys will be all right. 6, you said there might be 3 people in that image now to the right of that circle. See, I think people have seen that, but here's the thing. When you look at this really carefully, I think it's almost like it's like either striations of the manipulation they try to put over this, or they're either columns or something, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and there was one just at this right here. See it? Right just below that. But either way you look at it, this stuff looks mechanical to me. Just all over the photo. And again, we see this piece up here. This is just really weird. I don't know what to make of that right here in this opening. But look at the top of this thing. Look at the way these things have these pieces. It's like this edge here, and then there's one just below it. Go straight across, and I'll zoom into that a little bit. Right here. Whatever these things. When you think of mountains, you think of, or boulders and dirt and stuff. I don't think of it and see stuff like that where I live. I don't see any of this. Now, you will see, like, layered rock, sure, absolutely. But you won't see stuff like that. Looks like junk laying all over the ground. It looks like piping. Unless, of course, there's literally piping there from an old structure. But even on the ground here, they try to mix match everything, just kind of smudge it all together, make it look like it's one ground, and it's not. Stuff on the ground here. Look at this white piece right here. You see, they put like a little bit of blur right there to try to like take it out so you don't see the whole object, right? I didn't show you these here. Check these out. They look like they're squares, and they came out to like another square, like they literally 3D popping out, because you can see one, and the way this thing goes down, and it's right here, and it almost looks like they're boxes. Look at this one here. And I did this, but I didn't mention in the video. There's stuff behind this here. This is like a smaller one of this one. What would do that in nature, guys? Let's suppose we have no clue what's behind this at all, and I'm okay with that. Why the square piece? Look at the little things underneath it too. Yeah, can just barely see it. Because this is actually in shadow and has blurring over it. So yeah, it's going to be almost impossible to pull out. Yeah, look at that. No way is that natural. And like I said, we can look at here. Here's some good pieces. Let's suppose somebody says, no, these are nothing but mountains, man. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's zoom into this right here. What about these objects sitting right here in the middle of the screen on the so-called mountain? There's something right here coming down, just a nice straight piece. Look at the little intricate parts inside. This piece goes up like this, goes across, goes behind this other object, comes out to the other side right here. You can see it right there behind it. And then we get this other piece over it. See that? I don't know why she thought I was talking to her, but all right. Back here. Look at these objects back here. Just look at the background. This is crazy. Look at this whiter piece right here. I'll try to get that in the middle. Well, it's not going to go right to the middle because that's the top of the photo. But right there. Just every time you look at something, there's something in these hillsides that are not, it's not natural. Here. This right here. Crazy. There's pieces up here. Look at the stuff inside here. Oh, you can see something right there. I don't know what to make of that, but that's there. I mean, these things under this so-called rock, and you can clearly see where they blurred the hell out of this thing, guys. Wow. Really, really crazy stuff. They've done their best to take this stuff out, and it's absolutely absurd. But there's a whole bunch of it, so let me see here. What do you guys think about this area, just this area alone? That's just crazy, right? Let's see. Let's see. Let me see. There was something else in here. I'm trying to see where the hell that was. It might have been in that larger one. It may not be in this one. Okay, so let's go back to the actual one here. And again, we can't see because they boxed this out. And now I gave you guys the link to this, and when you click on it, they claim what they see. It says opening a being coming out, from doorway. I don't know how they see that. I see mechanical parts. Now, I guess you can say that's an actual head. Could very well be, right? But look at the way this thing comes down. It comes down like this here. It comes down like it's a side of something. So it may, well, I guess if you think about it, if it's a doorway coming out of this so-called wannabe hill, I guess you could do that. I guess it could be. Some of the things I'm not really seeing in some of these. Like that there, I'm not sure what to make of that. A group of beings. See, like I said, maybe I'm just blind. I don't see it. What do you guys think? Olin Creel, you said on the wide shot you can really see the roof sagging. Well, see, I thought it was that way too, and you're talking about this here, right here. But is it that, or is it something else that they just put over. Because notice how this whole area right here is that weird tannish color. So I think there's other things in here, multiple things. Like right here, for instance, right here, there's something they would have designed and everything else. And you can see that. And you can see where they did it right here. They didn't completely block all this out. I think there's something else in here. I don't think that's a roof at all. I think what's there is what we're seeing in this photo here. There's a lot of openings, or it is part of this other, this whole thing is some kind of weird structure, and they just happen to block most of it. You can see how he went through this a little bit, and there's pieces, like these white pieces inside here. So clearly there's other things there. So could it be a roof? Yeah, I'm not ruling that out. It could very well be. But I think it's more of a manipulation. There's a lot more smaller things or things lying right there in the hillside. And, yeah, we just obviously don't know what they are. I wish we did. Wish we had a... Can you imagine having, again, a real clear photo of this? Oh, my God. This would be insane. Look at this right here. You can see the white pieces inside this, or just under this manipulation, where they really went to town. And there's a blue and there's brown. This actually should be a crime. Somebody should get arrested for this. There's something else up here. I'm trying to remember where this thing was. Not that. What do they call this? Animal by Lacey. See, there's a few people that actually did their own snapshots in this Gigapan, which is cool that they did that. But, you know, some of these things, just not feeling it. And, of course, it gets blurry as you go further back, which is really bad. Look at this thing right here. Even though it's blurry as heck, look at this. Got the holes here. That weird kind of, I'm going to just back up just a little bit because it gets a little too blurry, but right there in the middle of the screen. Check that out. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I see what you guys are saying. Josh D said about the scaling. Now, you can do it like a measurement tool, but look at it. It says scale not available. So that's what sucks. But when you look back at it from here, and let's say the rover's right here, just out of the photo, again, at the very top of the mast, not the actual rover itself, but the very top, it's only 7 foot. So I'm trying to remember if this was, let me see what he says here. Let me see. Bring that down. Let me see something here. Let me bring this way down here for a moment. Okay, we can bring this out. This was, and you can see it right here, 117,000 by 34,000 pixels. And of course, it was in 300 dpi. Trying to remember if this was multimedia. No. This might be an actual nav cam. And of course, I can't be sure about that, but either way you look at it, I don't think it's super far away, to be honest with you guys. I think, see, they put this right here to make it look like there's this huge distance away. I don't think that it is. Let's say, again, let's go right to right here. And let's suppose right here is where the rover is, right here at this point. You would be standing right here. Your head would probably be around here, just standing up right next to it. You could walk right over to this stuff. Now, let's say it's 200 feet away. Okay. And this would be a lot farther. Okay, 300, 400 feet away. How big would these things be? Now, obviously, you would be pretty small over here. You know, you'd be maybe a little bit taller than this. That's the reason why people say, well, I think there was smaller beings on Mars, because of a lot of things we see, they look very small. And that could very well be. We don't know. Have no idea. Terry Morris, she said, hi, folks. Sorry I'm late. Have I missed much? No, we're just going over this photo, or this pan that we've done in the last video, which is really cool. Ariane, you said, are we looking at a river? Well, here's the thing. They dressed it up. I honestly believe that there's actually other pieces here. There's other objects laying here, and this is what they did to block it out. That's all. Because if you notice, this same color is in these manipulations to block out this. Look at the blue in here. And the tannish brown. And you can see the white piece that's actually there behind this stuff. So they're using both of these colors to manipulate and obfuscate things so you can't see it. But It tries to give you the illusion it's just so far away, and it may not be at all. Now, this little object was pretty interesting to a certain degree, and you can see some stuff right there. To the left, we got these right here. Almost looks like there's little weird little gear type looking little things. See it? Not sure what to make of that. Some other smaller pots here. See that? Some kind of little, I don't know if that's a little spherical type thing or what that is. Not sure what to make of that. Just look at some of the stuff laying out around. Look at this like just square pot right here. You can see the very straight edge laying on the side of this so-called hill. Look at that. Something small right there. Looks like it's got mechanical pieces or some kind of parts there. Look at this. Right there. In and out of this thing. It's just everywhere you look. This is the reason why I say these are not mountains at all. I think they're being dressed to look like that. I mean, yeah, this is real. Sure. And I'm the Pope. Yeah, come on. I still like this thing here because it looks like it's been blown to pieces, but has this weird arch type thing right there. Really, really crazy. It's pretty cool. And you can see there's white pieces in behind this. And notice where they did the most of the actual obfuscation. They did it purposely right over the parts they don't want you to see. And they just filled it in, because what if they left this open and this was actually an opening? And you can see right in there, there's parts or things inside here. Right up here. Look at that. This thing's inside whatever this thing is. I don't know what this is. It almost looks like some kind of weird craft in a sense. Look at this. From the front, all the way down here, and it has this almost like square type feature on the side of it. We've had these objects here, inside this so-called rock, down here. It's just everywhere you look, guys. There seems to be something in there that it defies natural. No. When you look around and you just see parts, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's rocks here and everything else. Look at it. All of this here has been completely censored out. For all we know, these could be all structures laying right here. And I don't believe for a moment anyway that these mountains are mountains at all. I believe they're all, look at this. This is all in Mount Shop, and I think this is a southern or southeast part of Mount Shop. And none of these are mountains. Look at this right here. Look at this right here, this design. Is that natural right there, guys? Look at the tan they put smack dab in the middle of this, but look at this right here. Is that natural? I don't think so. Again, just take a nice close look at this stuff, and you'll soon be a believer. I've had people tell me, oh man, I used to think this was complete garbage until you started looking at these photos, and then I started looking at them, and wow, I'll be darned if you weren't right. Hey, look, there's a car in there. You see a headlight? No, I'm kidding, guys. I don't know what this is, but whatever that thing is, that looks like it's been intelligently made, whatever. See right there, the way that thing's designed? Straight, kind of goes in, goes off the head, almost like a face or something right there. Not sure what that is. Pretty interesting, to say the least. Not sure what they're looking at up here. Let me see. Housing along ridge. Okay. Could be. I mean, I think it's just parts of whatever this thing is. And maybe just the top half of whatever this thing is. Because again, almost looks like some kind of window type thing as opposed to just a hillside. And again, look at all of the tanning and everything they put on the side of this thing. Pete's Vlogs, he said, Chris, most of that looks blurred. Exactly. They are literally blurring this out, covering it with colors, doing whatever they can to block out. I'm trying not to get too close because I don't want to really, I want you guys to see it as best you can. But you guys are just commenting about the sky. And look at this. Look how just like it kind of cuts right off. Now, I almost promise you there's something much larger behind these. And, of course, they need to show these photos to the public. Of course, we're not the first people to see them. there's, like I said, there's scientists that work there, whether it be, geologists or whatever it may be, the scientific ones that work for NASA, so on and so forth, so they can make heads or tails, whatever this stuff is. But, there's actual tech people that are looking at these things going, wow. And I mean the uncensored photos. I love the way it has this opening right here. It has something inside that. See that? James Cragen, I'm glad you made that observation. You said Chris Mount Sharp is changing on every image from NASA. I've showed photos where, from one sol, it looks like this. Next sol, details are changed totally. Why? It's a photo. If you went outside and took a picture of your house, took a picture of your house today, 3 months later you went out and took another picture of it, it should look the same, right? Unless, of course, you made some changes on the outside. But other than that, it should look the same, right? It shouldn't change. So why do these? They shouldn't. There's a reason for it. Every bit of this has been censored. Every single bit of that. Not sure what to make of that. Martian loaf of bread? I don't know. Not sure what that is. What do they say this is? Eccentric. Now, that was actually Dave that found that. What I find is, again, we have this bluish tan over the top of this, but I like the shape of it right there. That's weird because it kind of does look like a loaf of bread. But the bluish tannish inside there, I'm not sure if I'd call it a rock. Like I said, it's the grayish areas you really want to keep an eye on. But guess what? How many do you see? But sometimes you can find parts in between it. In other words, places the CGI software didn't block out. Trying to get too close to this. Because even mine, it literally will go blurry as heck. And I don't want to do that if I can help it. Nice rectangular piece right here. You got this over here. You can just see the corner or something right here. I'm not sure what that is right there, but look at these round pieces. Something, a nice black circle in the middle. Check that out. Right in there. Just the parts. Look at this ridge up here. Look at this. Look at the things sticking out. I found this interesting earlier. I wanted to show you this. Look at these panels type things sticking out from under this lip. Look at this. 1, 2, and I'm almost guaranteed there's 3 or 4 here, meaning there's 2 here. But the way they got it all blocked out, and look at this straight edge, this white piece right here. Check that out, guys. That's natural. Sure. Sure. We can go with that. Cloudy with a chance of UFOs. What's going on? He said the cutout sky could be more land in mountainous area being obfuscated. Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's something much taller, and they just probably just said, you know what? Yeah, let's not go through all that trouble. It's bad enough we're going to block all of this crap. So why don't we just go ahead and block that out? Olin Creel, said, mankind's most desired wish is being experienced right here, right now, to see the works of an alien world. Yeah, this is where the truth is, even though we're being lied to. So, yeah. Because, again, if you were to look at this thing, and you were just an average person. In other words, you weren't into any of this stuff. You weren't interested in it. You just go, oh, wow, that's pretty sweet. Look at this. Oh, wow, that's nice. Look at the hills. Wow, we're getting to see hills and mountains from Mars. No. Again, I can understand them taking a photo of a mountain and stuff like that. I get that. That makes sense. But why, constantly, when they're supposed to be actually looking at more of the ground, looking for, building blocks of life, and, clearly they're just doctoring up because there's something here other than hills. And now they have to actually cover it up. Because again, we're not the first ones to see this. So even if they said, well, we got to show the people who are granting us this money, we need to show them that we are taking pictures. So therefore, they'll show them the same thing we're seeing right now. Garbage. So, but if they look carefully, they can see this stuff. I love this right here. Look at this piece right here. I'm going to put it right in the middle of the screen. Look at this kind of like depression right here. Right there. Coming down. What is that? Something right here. You can look, it almost looks like a weird pipe or something weird sticking out right there. See that? I'm going to just back up a little bit. Sometimes you just kind of just do that. Because it's interesting features and you go, now you have to make you need to determine, is this natural? Is it not? That's what it comes down to. Oh, look at this. This is cool. This thing right here. Tilt your head to the left and look at this thing. It looks like a box like this opening right here. Looks like there's something trailing behind it. Like 1, 2, 3 pieces trailing behind it over the top of this thing. You guys see that? James, thanks again for your support, man. I appreciate it. He said, Chris, I am delighted you mentioned the difference between one image of Mountain Shop and another or it, because I swear I have been matching a lot of them as best as I can recently, and trust me, it's hard. There's no way to do it. You'll find that they change so much. Now, don't get me wrong. You can have a rover move, of course, right? You can have it move up a little bit, and all of a sudden, it takes a different angle. Well, then it's going to change a little bit. Not a whole lot. If the thing only moves 6 feet over, you're not going to see a world of difference. Now, here's a perfect example, guys. Look at this right here. I didn't even notice it. I was ready to skip over this. Look at this piece right here. Look under the obfuscation. Look at this. Look at the line right here going like this. I'm going to back up in a second so you guys can have a better look. Right there. Something straight right here. It's white, but it's got tan all over it. Look at the lines right here. Okay? I'm just going to back out a little bit. Check that out now. If you got a magnifying glass, or you can expand it. I don't want to have it too blurry, but look at that now. No way is that natural. They're covering this stuff up. Pete Ferreri said this photo should be Exhibit A for intelligent life existence on Mars. I agree with you, Pete. Again, I wish I could get into, talk to the people who actually, whether it be Senate, giving these guys money, whatever it may be, and say, do you understand much more what's going on? If you're going to grant these people this money, you need to tell them to say, listen, we need to see the real deal. We need to see the real stuff. But you know what? It'll never be allowed. The DOD's in charge of all of this. You'll never see the truth. Unless, of course, they decide to let it out slowly, which I believe that's what they're going to do. And we'll probably be all old and dead by then. So, yeah. I'm hoping that's not the case, but yeah. Oh, a lot of that is, Claudia with a chance of UFOs, you said all the gray looks fake. All this gray, rather. Oh, absolutely. It's spot blurring, coloring, and everything else to make it try to look as natural as possible, but yeah. Sometimes the colors are there to just simply throw you off, and that's what it's all about. Again, if they put it all one color, then what they do is it takes away any individuality. So if you see a black and white photo, you're not going to see any reds, blues, greens, or anything like that. That might give off what another object may be. In other words, separate itself from the hillside or whatever. So they don't want to do that. So by trying to go over certain things, like I said, this is a perfect example right there, right in the middle. The way you can see them lines, the shapes of these things is a line here, another inner line doing the same thing, white piece coming, and this is all white, but they got it tanned over to make it look like it's something else. But when you back out, again, take a look at that now. Clearly, there's something on this hillside that they're trying to just hide from you. And again, if I was going over this and somebody said, hey, take a look at this pan, what do you think? And I'm looking at it like this, I'd go, oh, wow, yeah, look at that. I'm not taking a close look. I'm not scrutinizing it. Therefore, I'll never find that in a million years until you zoom into it. Usually anything that's colored, highly, exposed, or any of that sort, they're hiding something almost guaranteed. Look at this. I mean, come on. Did they take people for idiots? Look at this. And it literally runs up the side of this mountain. Look at this. How sad is this? Look, not only is it blue, they got the blue and they got the gray over it. Look, blue and gray. And how is it we're seeing the mountain, part of the mountain behind that? See that right there? See the line coming from this supposed base of this mountain going into the blue and the green. See the lines? Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is all real, guys. They're not hiding anything, I promise. This is sad. Look at this thing. Almost like a rectangular enclosure or something like that. See that? It's crazy. Just take a look. Trying to get too close in there. Again, you see, you don't know what they are, but there's like intricate little things. Just stuff that, you know, it just, like I said, it defies anything that's supposed to be natural. Look at this rock. Oh, yeah. See the way they airbrushed into that? Look at this. Look at the bottom of that. And from other couple of thumbs down, by the way, thank you. They doubt it. Or they're just haters, which is, you know, always the case. You'll get that. But they must doubt that. But it's right there, right in front of them. There you go. Airbrushed. Yeah, this thing. Right there. Almost looks like this weird starfish kind of shape kind of thing. Right there. Look at the pieces going off from this. Again, we got this bluish, grayish, tannish, all different colors. See, if we put like all these different colors in it, it'll distract you from seeing the whole object. That's what they don't want you to see. It messes with your eyes. Sometimes that's why you'll see me a lot of times. I'll do an enhancement, and then I'll turn everything black and white. So these colors don't affect your eyes. Now check this out. I'm going to back out. Look at all these pieces, straight pieces going from here and there and just coming in and out. Is that natural? Again, I always tell you guys be the judge. There you go, Mimi. Yeah, rock swimming in fake sand. Sounds about right. George Mayer, what's going on? You said looks like aircraft to the right in the blue. Yeah, there's just so much of this crap, man. It's just, it's sad. But the average person doesn't pay attention to it. Like I said, I've said that many times. Ask your friends about the latest photos. Ask them what they think about the new rover going to Mars. They'll look at you like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the rover, the one that's going to, and they go, yeah, I heard something about it. Yeah, you know the name of it? No. Right there. You got this piece going from one rock to another. Nice straight piece. Top, bottom. Let me just back out just a little bit and check that out. Actually, this whole thing, oh my God, check that out. Tilt your head to the right. It's got this arch type thing. It's going up, going down like this here, or going up and across rather. And it looks like it almost has some writing on it right there. I said the only way to see that is tilt your head to the right and look at this thing right here. Right there. You got that straight piece and you got another piece right there. Let me get right there. It's round. Darker circle in the center. Something right there. You see that? I'm going to try to back. Look at the way they purposely blurred the hell out of this area. You can see right back, right here, top left. And then look at this whole center. Completely, oh my God. Trust me, they're good at what they do, guys. They're very good at what they do. Goat Hot, what's going on? He said, hello there, everybody. Just a quick hi from work. Well, I appreciate you jumping in there saying hello, man. I hope you're not working too hard. Ed Gentle says, 2 reasons for secrets. Power and money. Spot on, man. Pretty much spot on. Martin Penwright says, disgraceful. We have the right to know. Yes, seeing it's probably our taxpayer money, yeah. It'd be nice. Even just the slightest little thing, man. I mean, it would basically throw us a bone and be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Let's see. This is the area going along right here. Look at the little squares. Okay, you can see little separation, little designs in between the gray and the tan colors. Look at the pieces laying about. Got this nice 90-degree angle piece right here to the right of that. Right there. Nice. And we got a bunch of scattered parts right here to the left of all that. Look at this junk. Again, I don't know how people look at these rocks and go, oh, they're all rocks. Or these pieces, rather, and go, oh, they're all rocks. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. And some white piece right behind this. Look at this. Almost clear as a bell, too, compared to the rest of this. Let me just back out. Look at that. And again, we got some straight piece going from this part into the air. See that? Watch this. Back out a little bit. You guys can see that a hair bit better. Nice white piece, also behind something else. Now, these could very well be some kind of weird rocks and stuff like that, and it's just maybe laying behind it or between them, right? See that? There's a lot of good researchers out there, but they don't really take the time to really jump into these, you know. Some really good channels out there that really get into these, and some of them, not so much. And they're missing out a lot because there's so much in these. Really, really is. Not sure what they call this here. That's a head of something, I guess. I don't know. Looks like this rock over here has got a handle. Got a handle on it. Yeah, let's get a handle on it. I automatically focus on something that's not natural. Or, you take your eyes off of things that may be, you can tell a difference like this area up here. Perfect example, up on the right. Now, this may not be an actual rock, but let's suppose it is. You know the difference between what looks like something similar to a rock and what does not. So I automatically just scan and focus on things that are not natural, like this piece here. Look at the bottom of this. It's white. You can see it right there. It goes over here and goes back up. Nice smooth radius on the lower right corner. See that? Right there. And it looks like it's all the way up to here, but of course it's been doctored up or it's been caked in with dirt, whatever it may be. Back out a little bit. Look at that. Right there. That's not a bottom of a rock. That's something else in there. Look at this piece standing right straight up. Look at this. Look at this. Not sure what that is. And again, look at this piss poor jobber on these so-called rocks. Look at this. And this could very well be actually water, guys. We don't know. We have no idea. This area right here. Is that natural? Questionable. Got a square right here. Got this shape right here going around it. See that? Pretty crazy, right? Oh my God, look at it. It's totally decimated this whole part of this photo. Complete crap. There's some white inside there. Right here, there's one. Another section here. Another section here. Oh, yeah. VP Van de Berg, have yourself a good night. I think you're jumping off. Have yourself a good one there. Have yourself a great weekend. And we'll see you soon there, right? Again, thanks for jumping in there with us. So awesome. Let's see. Royal Canadian RP, how are you doing today, man? I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well. Bobby Penley says lions, apes, turtles, reptiles, bears, cats, dogs, spiders, all on Mars. I don't even doubt that as far as animals being on the planet at all. I believe there's insects at least. I've seen a couple of photos where you see like a motion blur from a dot in the sky, and you say, well, that might be a dead pixel. I'm okay with that. I've seen dead pixels. I've seen hot pixels in photos. But when you see a motion blur, now somebody said, well, that's probably a micron of dust flying right by the camera. Also, another great possibility. However, if it's that windy, why isn't there multiple? You tell me it's just that only one micron of dust just happens to be flying around and nothing else is flying around. But then you look and you see like a motion, like a motion blur. I've seen one going to the right and one going to the left. I think there's insects on that planet. I think there's much more things on that planet than they're claiming that there isn't. They're like, oh, there's no atmosphere, no life, no nothing. I don't think that's the case at all. Now again, it's just pure speculation, but that's what I think. That's just my opinion. I like this straight piece right here. Right there. It's blurry, but it's there. You can see something else. Let me just back a little bit. Try to get a little bit clear. Check that out. Tony Gibbs, you said, I've hiked the Grand Canyon and spent some time in the deserts of New Mexico. Have never seen this. So Mars must be really different. Not. Oh, yeah. I mean, they claim it's a lot like Earth was. In other words, it had a huge body of water. It just had one, landmass, according to them. Kind of like we did way back millions of years ago. But that's what they claim. And, so if it's a lot like, then it would have wind erosion like we have, water erosion like we have. It should have all kinds of stuff like that. And listen, like I said, I don't take away that there could be rocks and mountains here. But that doesn't mean it all is. And I don't believe 90% of this is, seeing the way most of this has been manipulated. I don't think that's the case at all. And when I'm looking at this right here, this plate, look at these other pieces on the side here. And I'm going to back out in a second. But let me just back out just a hair bit. So you guys can have a look at the straight pieces right here. That plate is nice and smooth coming down. And again, oh my God. Just some of the things that are in here. Look at this. Right here on this bottom. All in here. Look at the straight lines when I back out of this. Again, what I usually use is I use a burn tool a little bit, and I'll go over this to bring out the lines, and you'd be surprised what you pull out of this area. I promise you there's a bunch of mechanical stuff laying all over the ground there, right here. Look at this right here. Yeah, this is natural. Look at this. Oh, yeah, I see that every time when I go hiking. Look at this. Seriously? One. Look at 90-degree corner, 90-degree corner, 90-degree corner, 90-degree corner. Same thing echoing down next. Another one next, and another one down there. Come on. What more do we need? What more do we need? Let me see. Ryan Roberts, you said, hello, Mars and Lunar Anomalies family. Let's have a great weekend. Awesome. Yeah, I'm always down for a good weekend. Mimi's jumping off. She said, thank you for streaming, Chris, and good night to everyone. Sleep well and stay healthy. You do the same, Mimi. You and the family stay safe, and have a great weekend, all right? And we'll talk to you soon. Martin Penwright, you said, suppose now they have admitted there's water on Mars, they can now cover everything up with it to hide the evidence. Yeah, I mean, if they claim there's a large, well, I shouldn't say large, but maybe a stream of it, they can use it to block out certain things and whatever else, so, yeah. Yeah, well, that's just the way it's been put together, Steve, 68. You said, why is there a thin strip missing? It's just the way, keep in mind, these are a bunch of photos all stitched together, so this is the reason why it looks the way it does. But, guys, this alone, I don't need to see another thing in this photo. Look at the design of this piece laying on the ground. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's like 12 90-degree angles right there along. never ever happens in nature. There's some stuff right here, not too clear, but look at all the junk laying right here. Looks like pieces and little frameworks or something. I don't know what to make of that, but check that out. Something in the back here, just above that. Something in the back. Look at these parts and stuff, or whatever these things are right here. Yeah. Yeah. Not natural. Nope. And again, we're back to where we actually went through this here. And like I said, guys, I don't have to do anything in this photo. Look at the objects laying here. Look at the pieces, straight pieces running underneath this. That's why I said all of this. This may be actually pretty much solid. And you can see the line going down. And then the rest of this is an opening. And like I said, I showed that here. So, yeah. Parts strewn everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. Junk everywhere. Just this alone, to me, if you haven't seen, if this is the first time you ever seen a photo with this kind of stuff, just the mechanical junk, forget about even these openings, just the stuff laying around. Just laying around on the ground. That's enough proof. You don't need any more. Gene Borsia, you said some of the shadows are fake. They don't match the way the rocks are setting. Exactly, and a lot of these things. This is how you know that they're faking it. Here's the thing. And you said you made a great point, because here's the thing. I can zoom in, and there won't be any shadows on these at all. Why? Because it's been layered over. Manipulation to hide and put everything, make it kind of like a mush kind of thing. Just mush everything together kind of thing. That's really not a technical word, but you know what I mean. Just kind of camouflage everything over to make it look like it's something, it's just one smooth area. And just maybe a couple rocks, stuff laying here and there. Just this right here. There's a square laying right here. And again, it's in this blur and this garbage, but nonetheless, it's there. I like this right here, coming out from under this right here. Look at this part right here. It's like rounded right here, half round. It's got a piece right here. Almost looks like almost like a ball, like an eye type thing, right? Has this white piece right here coming straight out from under this roof type thing, or whatever this is. Almost like this, picture like a steel girder where they have it straight across and it has holes in it, stuff like that. Right there. Just this area right there alone. Back up a little bit so it's not as blurry. Check that out. Taking off, Tony. You said good night, everyone. Open eyes, open minds, no doubt. All right, Tony, have yourself a good night. Thanks for being here, and thank you for your support. James Bible says, another great video, Chris. I will have to check out the video later at work. Gray areas could be grass, water, snow, or cheese. Nacho. Don't know. Love it all. Thanks again. Oh, appreciate it there, James. Yeah, have a look when you can. Appreciate you being here, man. Thomas Rice says, good day, folks. Just arrived. Thanks for having me, Chris. Oh, Thomas, anytime, man. It's good to have you in there. Like I said, if I didn't see any of this stuff here at all, and just looked at the bottom, and all the little things we just looked over, just that alone is enough to prove there's much more on Mars than what they're telling us. No doubt about it. Olin Creel says, we are being closely monitored right now. Somebody was saying something about, and I don't remember what channel it was, they said something about, they had a way to find out who was actually watching, obviously you guys are, but I mean, other people who may watch these videos. And one of them said, oh yeah, NASA's been watching my channel. And I don't know how they figured this out, because I don't know of a way to do it. But they said, yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me that they are. Maybe they're trying to say, hey guys, let's see if they can break through this. Maybe they can figure it out. And maybe they can't. Maybe we're saying that this is one particular thing like this right here on the ground. Of course, we wouldn't know what this is, but that doesn't look natural. This half-round circle here, and whatever these things are in the middle of it, they're probably going, oh, wow, they actually found that. They don't know what it is. And there's no way we can see this. We can. There's no way of knowing what any of this is. Or we can say, this is why I say pieces and parts, because, yeah, if I knew it was a skill saw or something laying on the ground, I'd call it that. But, no. Again, there's no way to know that. I said this in the video. It looks like some kind of clamp type thing, like a half clamp, where you got two of them. You put them together, and you can hold a pipe or a shaft of some sort or something like that right there. I'll pull back a little bit so it clears up a little bit. Right there. Yeah, you're right about that too. He said, Claudia with a chance of UFO says, I've said it before, blurring your eyes sometimes helps when trying to find things in these pictures, brings them right out. I'll tell you what I do. A lot of times, like in these moon photos, when you got the lunar landscape, and it's so grainy, I literally purposely blur it, and then you can actually see where they've made like areas where they actually docked it up. You can literally see it. And then, of course, you try to find out what's in the photo, right? Yeah. I like this mess right here, and I showed you this earlier. These objects in here, and I said this right here. Look at this piece. It's white right there, and look at the way they blurred it. Right straight across, goes up like this. This whole area's been completely blurred. You can see a bit of white right there. You can see it looks like a little black circle. You guys see that? Right there, and it looks like another design or some detail there. Looks like almost like a U shape, but it's white right there. See that? And look at the way they blurred it. You can see it purposely blurred. Let me back out a little bit. There's actually something behind that blur too. I just noticed that. There you go. Come on. Like I said, I mean, we all got to be, we got to just, see this stuff for what it really is. Yeah. Whitebeard Sky Daddy, yeah, he did. He said, what did Wilfer used to call the color scheme? Something puke color. Yeah, that's what he called it, too. This pukey baby crap color, I think he called it. I didn't even see this earlier. Check this out. Nice wavy something or other right here. Going like this. Looks like it stops right here. I'm not sure, though. Comes up, goes like this. Kind of goes around like this. Look at the object right underneath. The yellowish piece right here. Right underneath it. And then, of course, they blurred it out, put a different color on this piece. This piece here, you can see it's yellow. Kind of like that other piece we seen underneath there, where it had these designs. I said, I seen this up here. Not sure what to make of this white thing. I showed this in the video. This right here. You got this right here. I'm not sure what that is. It almost looks like some kind of, almost like a vase with an opening. I'm not saying that's what it is, but just to give you an idea, it's got like a body to it, and it has like a hole or an opening on the top of it. These pieces over here. Notice how this has this nice straight line right here. Got this opening. Well, not an opening, but you can see right there. It's pretty thick, nice and straight across. Now, keep in mind, we're supposed to believe that these are mountains, meaning chaotic, rocks, dust just laying about, just like you would see on any other mountain or any of that sort. And we're to believe that you should see these straight lines, like at angles and all different kinds of things like that, and all of these other parts just laying around on the mountainside. How do they expect people to believe that? Oh, I love this job right here. This is nice. There's something right there, white, they took completely out. They probably just took it like some kind of tool that just totally exposes that thing, just brings it right up. Got these objects right up here, too. It's kind of weird. Not sure what to make of that. Really kind of strange. And like I said, these things right here, man, this is just... When you look at that photo, in fact, I'll bring over this again. Check this out. Let me see if I can find this thing. Check these out. Look at these two giant squares, if you will. And there's another smaller one to it. Right there. Look carefully through there. Look at the design of this thing. Comes like this. Slants down, straight down. Has another slant going inward. Look at what's under it. Look past the colors. Look at the whiter pieces laying just under it. Look at this. What could that possibly be? I would love to hear that explanation for that. Well, it's what do you call it? It's your pareidolia. Oh, really? Because I've never seen that in a mountain or a hillside either. Dane Malmfeld, I think I pronounced it right. It's called the Planet of War for a reason. Exactly. Exactly right. John Jay, you said, with the most up-to-date equipment known to man, too. Gene Borsier, you said they want us to figure it out. They are actually challenging us to figure it. NASA, I believe, is tired of the cover-up. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they're just going, let's just slide this stuff out, guys. Just don't worry about it, you know what I mean? We'll get it out, And it could very well be. Maybe they're doing it, like I said, where they're just saying, let these people see the stuff, some of it, and slowly but surely we'll show them more and more, and it'll desensitize them. So if we ever do bring it out, they won't be totally freaked out. They'll say, oh, okay, we kind of knew it all along, right? But yeah, I mean, just alone, I was like, sure, that's natural. But again, I see this one here. It's got some cool stuff in it. And the other one, too, I brought out. You can only see a little bit of white in there, not a whole lot. But check this out. Like I showed, look at this smaller one. How do they expect people to just go, even the untouched version of this, meaning what we just saw, how do they expect people to go, that looks completely natural and a bunch of mountains? No. Thomas Racer said, also try focusing your eyes before the perceived surface. Yeah. Sometimes, I always tell people, when you see when you see these weird colors over these objects, try to look beyond them. Like you don't see the color. Look for the shapes of these objects, and then it all becomes clearer. It's not going to be super clear, obviously. That's not what they intended. But you could see things in here that, you just go, okay, the more I get into these, the more I see things that, that are just not natural, and, they're on Mars. It's as simple as that. Just notice something up here. Is that? No. Okay, I've already seen that part, but I like this open piece here. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, yeah. There's so much to see in here. This is the reason why I gave you guys the pan, because you don't even have to see what I've even enhanced, but just the stuff. And like I said, I showed you plenty of this photo here, or this gigapan rather, because of many photos, that there's just so much these small objects in here that clearly show intelligently made objects. And you don't have to do anything with this, and you can see that. Steve68 said, abrupt edge of triangle area. Yep, absolutely. John Ditch, you said horseshoe. Yeah, it's kind of like this horseshoe shape. Is that the one you're talking about in the mountain? If that's what you mean, yeah. Derek Gayette. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yes, the blur jobs are weak. I mean, really, come on, NASA, let's get real. Well, I'm kind of glad that they're doing that. Now, is it intentional, or is it just a CGI software doing this, and it's missing quite a bit? And again, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, because we get to see this stuff. Now, when I pointed this out earlier, remember I said this ridge right here, or this weird roof. Look at the way it comes off, for starters, right? At the very top, comes down, just follow the cursor, comes down, goes all the way down here, but it stops as a corner. Wait a minute, goes across straight, and goes back to the back. Okay, clearly that's not natural. See that? Actually has a straight line coming straight across and then goes back up. Well, between all this junk. You can see it right here. It goes right here. There's a white piece and keeps going, and then, of course, it stops. You can't figure out where that goes at after that. So, yeah. Yep, starfish shape again. Yep. Oh, is he, Lee? He said, Will says he's going to start up some videos again soon. Yeah, it's been a long time since he's been on these. I'd like to see him get back into it. Bobby, you said, was that a giant grasshopper? It kind of looked like that, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to be careful, too. A lot of times you see these weird shapes and everything else. It could be misconstrued for a lot of things. This is the reason why I don't really get into too many small things because, yeah, I mean, I can really, really pull some things out that clearly look like either people or something like that. Now, I'm not saying what you're seeing is wrong. I'm just saying that sometimes your eyes can be fooled. We know that. So, but a lot of times you can see what looks like either almost looks like humanoid stuff or some kind of insects. I don't see a whole lot of them. A lot of other people do. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. I just go, I don't see it. That's, in my opinion. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. Again, I see more mechanical stuff than I see anything. And that's what I've always focused on. So, yeah. What's going on there, Phil Cox and daughters Jessica and Kelsey Brown? What's going on? He says, hi, everyone. Just made it. Well, glad you're here. Here you go, Olin. You said they forgot to dye this photo red. Nah, just a good dusty tan pukey color is fine. Derek, you said, well, I love the detective work. Keep it up. And like I said, guys, I said this before. I'm no different than you guys are. As long as you take your time over these things, you can find these things yourself. And if you got Photoshop, just do the auto color, the auto tone, and the auto contrast, and you can bring out a lot of this stuff. In fact, when I did this whole area right here in the middle of the photo, it literally came out darker. So I knew right off the bat that this was more than just blur. There was much more behind this. And that's why I went after it. And I said, I know there's something more, and then you can see it. Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier, Lee, right here. It's got some kind of weird, like half-round something or other, and some kind of details in it, and couldn't make it out what it is, but it is there. Again, I don't see a whole lot of this in the mountains I live in. I don't see it. Well, yeah, Jack, you said it was red. It's been fixed in Photoshop. But a lot of it now is like that tannish color, right? It's not really like red. So, yeah. James Cregan, you said, Chris, your question was a quick question for you. Why do you think they NASA put the gray area into the photo? Well, it's kind of like the only thing I can think about. Think of this for a moment. It just struck me. One, again, if they put multiple colors in a row, it kind of confuses the eyes. That's the best way I can describe it. But what if, though, think about this now. Which colors are the most colors that colorblind people can't see? Think about that a minute. Now, not all of these are, but some are. So if that helps confuse the eye as well, then it's better for them. And so it's just a bunch of reasons, or a few reasons just to confuse the eye. So if you got like gray hair, tan hair, next to it's blue, or they mix them, put them, overlay them on top of each other, it blocks out details. And that's the whole key to it. Anything they can do to confuse the eye or just your mind looking at it, you're just like, what the hell is that? James Hurley said, starting at the 2 o'clock position, and the circle is the top of the walk that has been broken. You talking about to the right of this right here? Or are you talking above? You said about the 2 o'clock position, so you're saying right about here. Could very well be. This even actually looked like a doorway or something like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but right here. Now, if our pareidolia was acting up, we can say this is a doorway right here, and it looks like the door is partially open going inward. Not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying, but if my brain was to play games with me, that kind of looks that way. What do you guys think? You seeing the same thing or no? And it's okay to say no. I don't care. The idea is we can all check this stuff out and see what's in here. Steve 68, you said tan in slate gray. Yeah. Again, it's just a mess with the eyeballs. Derek Guyette, you said, I've been watching for a few weeks. Yeah, I'm going to start looking into some of these photos myself. Learned a few tricks from watching your videos. Yeah, I encourage everybody to do that. That's the main objective to this, is to have other people really starting to scrutinize these things. Because here's the thing. Once you know, I go and I stop doing these and other people start doing it, other people got to run with the torch, so to speak. So I'm hoping that's what happens and people just press on and try to get this stuff out. That's what it's all about. Steve, you said a pair of doors. Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like a doorway with a door, like I said, it's like partially open inside it. Not saying that's what it is, but it kind of looks that way. It does have that kind of weird look to it. There you go, Phil Cox. She said, realize, realize. Yep. Yep. Martin, you're right about that. He said, lies, lies, lies. We want the truth. There you go. I hear you, brother. Pete's Vlogs, he says, small cave? Sure. It could very well be. I think they built into the side of this in a lot of these mountains. Or, again, like I said, all of this appears like it's been built into it. Now, is it possible these are something else, that they were just structures laying next to these hills, which is a very good possibility. And of course, now they're in disarray and it's been a completely decimated area. This is the reason why you see whatever's laying on the ground was part of whatever these were. And it could very well be. Let me see something here in a minute. Huh. Funny enough, you notice how in front of these, it almost looks flat, right? See it? Keeps going, and then off the picture it goes. Let's have a look at the pan, shall we? I want to see something here. Yep, kind of going across, keeps going. Huh, imagine that. Look, behind this rock, keeps going. Hell, for all we know, this is a roadway between all of these, and they're actual structures and not mountains. It could actually be a roadway right here, going behind this mountain, coming back out right here, going behind this small mound, if you will, going right by these ruins, if you will, going right up here. Yeah. Sad, sad. But I'm glad we were able to see this, right? Jenny Vasquez, you said, sorry, we joined the chat late. What sol is this? And this is, it's MSL, or sol 2967. You guys will get the link to it. Well, actually, you got the link in the last video I just did. The link is in there. You guys can check it out. And this is the same pan that I gave you the link to. So, but again, it is 2967. So it is the MSL, the Mars Science Laboratory, the Curiosity rover. So check that out. And again, there's so much in here to see, guys. Oh. Let me see. Whitebeard Sky Daddy said, I see the door starting at when you mention it. Not that I had processed it yet. Yeah, I mean, I seen this when I had very first done this, the enhancement itself. I was like, well, it could very well be, but I went with the stuff that would really stand out more. So I figured I'd mention it now. But, yeah, just weird stuff, man. See, again, we're seeing, like, I don't know if you guys see this. It looks like it's kind of stepped right here. Looks like it comes down. There's a ledge right here on the side of this mountain. See it? Right there. It comes down. See this white area? Then it looks like a ledge, and then you go down again. There's another one right here. It's almost like this is like it's some kind of weird structure, or it's some kind of like a pyramid like we have here, right? Look at this. Look at this crap. Grayed out areas, pots of tan. Oh, look at this. Looks like right here. Probably should have burned this area right here. Look at the way this is. You can see the line right there. Very, almost detailed, going like this. Like this is a front face of something. Back out a little bit. See that? Look at the parts that are in it. Something's in there. These different shapes and everything else. On the adjacent hill, look at this. Look at the top of this one. Oh, yeah. I don't want to go in too far. That's a bit too far right there. It's blurry. But check out the parts that are in there. Yeah. Thomas Stone says, NASA, never a straight answer. Oh, yeah. That's a fact. Derek, you said, yeah, I feel like whoever is editing all of these photos is leaving these little clues for us to find. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's the AI software doing this. Of course, it gets passed through these guys that are doing these the CGI department, everything is doing these. Here's another perfect example. Look at this. Look how they how they blurred this out. This is cool. Right here. That's not cool. It's actually, it does kind of piss you off. But look at the dark area. It goes literally right behind that. See that? It's very faint. Right behind this gray rectangular box. You can see right here in the lower corner of it. It looks like it's dark and it kind of, there's a line going right through it. See that? If nothing else, you can see that this has actually been manipulated in a big way. Look at this. Look at the lines in this back of this hill. None of these are structures. I mean, natural, rather. I'm sorry. None of these are. Look at this mess. Look at it. Like I said, just look at the pieces in here. Right here on the ground. Right down here. I just noticed this. Almost like a smooth triangular piece right on the ground there. I don't know if that's an opening or just a dark piece on it. You can bet this has got something, and this is an opening of some sort. Or something laying there that they wanted to cover. Just notice this thing actually has like an oval shape to it right there. See how it goes like this, goes up. Interesting. And like I said, we got this right here. Just alone here. Crazy. And they completely took it out. Look, it almost looks like it's like windows, and they just kind of, like the right-hand side is they took it right out. See it? If you put this lighter stuff on it, you cannot see lines. And I always tell you guys, lines tell all. If I was to use my dodge tool or the burn tool on this, I could literally burn out the lines, and you'd probably see this a whole lot better. Part 2? Huh. Maybe. Yeah, it's a downright shame, guys. Downright shame. Yeah, Jack, he said that right. He said, right, nothing to see but rocks, but we will completely scrub it away. NASA, what a joke. Yep. Excuse me. Gotta love it. Let me see. Josh D taking off? Well, if he is, I hope he has a good night. Has a good weekend. And oh yeah. I think we all should, And we are going to jump off this anyway, guys. And what I'm going to do for you guys, so you guys, if you want to talk a little longer, we're going to leave this on for about probably another 10, 15 minutes. Everybody can chat it up. Have a great time doing that. And I think it's cool to do that. What do you guys think? You guys down with that? It's up to you guys, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to jump off this, guys. Again, many thanks to all of you who have supported the channel. Just being here is support as far as I'm concerned. I can't tell you guys thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. Much love to everybody out there. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Let me see. Let's change this thing by accident. Okay, let's do this. There. So, like I said, guys, it's cool. I mean, this is a good night. A lot of you guys jumped in there. There's a lot of newcomers I see in there, too. Oh, no problem, Josh. And Josh D, I see he said, hello, Chris, just very tired. Believe me, I hear you. I feel you. I'm the same way. I've rough day, but yeah, we'll get over it, right? Like I said, I'm going to leave this on for another 10, 15 minutes, let you guys chat it up, and then we'll end it. I'll just tell you guys I'm going to be ending it, so everybody can still stand in the community and talk about different subjects if you like. And guys, look at that, 213 likes. If you guys haven't done it, go ahead and hit the like button. Much appreciate you guys know that. And hello to the 5 thumbs down. Anyway, so I'm going to jump on off this. grab a little bite to eat. I'm a little hungry. You guys are lucky. You guys get to walk away, get something to eat, come back. But it's all good. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna jump off of this, leave this on for a while, let you guys chat it up. I'm gonna take off. Everybody have a good weekend. Much love to everybody. I will see you guys soon. Peace, everyone.